Someone's got music playing in the background.
We're live. We're live.
Says it's better to give than to receive. I do my best to do my part. Nothing in my pockets, I got nothing up my sleeve. I keep my magic in my heart. Keep up your spirit, keep up your faith, baby. I am counting on you. You know what you've got to do. Fight the good fight everybody. Every minute, every day.
All right. And we are live. Welcome, everybody. It's us again. Thank you so much for waiting. We had a little delay, but we're all good now. And I wanted to welcome Kipp, Brian, Chuck, Dub Wilkinson to the show. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Be here.
Hello, hello.
How's everybody doing?
It's wonderful. Doing great.
Doing good.
We're all doing great.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody
I've
jumping
been
in now.
looking forward to the stream today for sure.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, we finally did it. Finally got here. It's been a long week. A lot going on. And so let me go ahead and scroll down and let me start saying hello to everybody. Just so you guys know, the information station is Kipp's backup channel. If you have not subbed to his backup channel, go ahead and click on his icon and it'll take you straight to the channel and you can go ahead and sub to him. So
Don't you got 2 strikes on your main, Kipp? Or 1?
No, I've just got one. I've had multiple ones, but they do it now where they go off in 90 days if you don't get it. If so yeah. But I've already got one on my backup channel too. So
Nice.
Right. So I wanted to say hello to Red. Let's see here, Red and Rage Against the Machine. Welcome, welcome. Keep scrolling. On the level, good to see you. Let's see here. Keep scrolling. Sorry, guys. Peanut, the Net House. Let's see here. Wendy, welcome. Keep going. I know Justine was in here. Welcome, Justine. Good to see you. Crystal, Susan Ann, Snoopy. Let's see. Danny, welcome, welcome. Boo, Rita, Dub's favorite. Welcome, welcome, Rita. We love you. And Captain, Suspicious Skies. Man, everybody's pouring in now. Good, good. Tarnation. Let's see. Veronica Joseph Osborne. Welcome, welcome. Saved, but not perfect. Welcome. Let's see here. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, welcome everybody. Say it.
I think Saeed. Yeah, Saeed. Is that how you say it?
Or,
hello, hello.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah. Let's see here. I got some modding to do. Julie,
more popped
welcome.
in. Yeah. And Eric.
Let's see here. You can go down. Scroll. Yeah, welcome everybody. We're gonna have a good show today. I don't know how
Wendy and Suspicious Skies just stopped in.
Look what Suspicious Skies put. He said it's not just a job, it's a responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's not going to be a great it's a horrific thing that we're going to cover today, but we're going to cover a lot of stuff. And Is Ange in here?
I don't see her.
Danny said hi. Hi, Ange.
Someone said hi. I didn't see her, but
Okay. All right.
Maybe he's just messing with us.
Okay.
Not Danny.
No, Danny wouldn't do that. But
that-
yeah. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for a few minutes, see if any a few more pop in. I have a feeling that there is going to be a little bit more people. I do appreciate everybody coming by. Like I said, it's going to be a crazy subject that we're going to cover. We do have a lot tabbed up, so probably not going to get to anybody's links today. We have lots to cover, so hopefully. Maybe if we get towards the end and go from there, and you guys have something that you really want to be seen, then maybe we can go from there. But it's going to probably cover what we got up here is probably going to cover our live. We've been doing a lot of hard work this week trying to get this live put together. So, yeah. So anyway.
So grab a cup of coffee or a beer. Enjoy.
Grab a beer, grab a cup of coffee, some popcorn, kick back, and hopefully we all can have a good show and interact. And hi, Kansas Gal, good to see you. Welcome. Yeah.
And the chat is flying, you all, so it's hard to keep up with the show and chat. Please forgive me, and I'm sure everyone else if we do miss something because you guys are flying.
Right.
Keep it up. Just saying. I hope I haven't missed anyone as well.
Hey, can I say something real quick? One thing that I noticed that I like about this live stream is I try to catch live streams from other people and stuff. One thing I like about this is like when I'll go into another live stream, I notice I don't never know any of the other people in the chat. There's really not any type of community there. You know what I mean? Where a lot of the people that watch, they don't know each other and no one really talks back and forth. But it seems like everybody in our chat knows each other. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Hello, Megan.
There's a few of them out there. I think there's pretty good interaction in Peanut's live streams in his chat. And I've only watched a few of Megan's, but I'd say she might have a pretty close knit following. But good point. A lot of them don't, Chuck. I do like that about this as well.
I wanted to say hello to Megan. Think for yourself. Welcome. Johnny, all the world's a stage. Welcome. Let's see. Yeah, I just love everybody here, and I do appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We've already got 45 in the house. That's great. Hi, Tommy. Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, right on. Yeah, so like I said, we've got some things to cover. There's a lot going on in this world. And guys, I think we need to hold on to our seats because I think we're getting ready for a big ride. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I think things are going to start hitting the fan. Hi, Marlene. Good to see you. Welcome. All right. So like I said, we have a full show. We're going to go ahead. And I'm going to go ahead and play this one video to kind of give you, I know probably a lot of you have seen it. We're going to replay it, kind of give you, something to look at and kind of, see here, get this show on the road and to set the stage here. Did it switch over?
Yep.
Okay, it did. Here we go.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its scenes while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs and voices never shared, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops fell, and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning, and the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls, tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
Wow.
Very
Yeah, that's
heavy.
powerful. Yeah, thanks, Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, I was
Yeah.
trying to post Revelation 11:18, where it talks about at the end, it says, "And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth." But again, it says that Michelle will not allow this comment. It has failed to post because it's too offensive to post, scripture. Anyway, yep, that's what it says.
Wow,
In the end, he's going to come back and destroy those who destroy the earth. That's what it says. So,
Right.
that's crazy. I saw it a second ago and it was gone. Oh, no.
So anyway,
This does surprise.
so that's kind of going to be the tone for today. This is not a joke. This is our reality. This is this is what weather modification, people. This is not.
Glimpse into the future.
Yeah, this is what they're capable of, and this is what they're probably going to keep doing. They say that there's another hurricane headed towards Florida. real soon. Probably in the middle of this week it hits landfall. I think I heard. I'm not positive on that, but
Milton.
yeah. So
Yeah, Geo was. I mentioned that to you a little bit earlier. Geo, I believe, said he's in the Florida area. Not in the chat. I don't see him yet, but in a response earlier, and like he said, the ground is already fully saturated. So, but Dub made a good point too. Florida is flat and it tends to expel the water better. But yeah, it's going to be heavy nonetheless. I bet could be for sure.
So this shows what they're capable of, and this is way worse than they're letting it be known. And it's very sad. But we do know one of our subscribers is Ann C. She lives in Asheville, North Carolina. We have heard from her. So she is okay. We really asked her if she would come. She said if she could get power, she would come to the live. We wanted to really get her on the panel because she would be like the one to talk to about all this.
Yeah.
But she's a wonderful person. Everybody knows who Nancy is. She's been around for a long time. So all our thoughts and prayers go out to her and everybody that has been affected by this hurricane and by this weather modification BS.
And Anne in her comment, she sent me a message the other day and said that she still doesn't have power. She said it's a war zone. She said there were dead bodies in trees.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Sorry, Danny, I'm not going to be able to get to your link, and I do apologize, but I've got, like I said, I have a full show tonight, and I've got it's not easy to do a live, so when you got it all planned out, it's just you got to keep it going. I wish I could play it maybe at the end. You could post it, seeing where we're at, but like I said, we've got a lot going on.
But hey, post the links, Danny, and keep posting them if anybody wants to grab it and save it and watch it later.
Right.
We're not saying don't post links. Yeah, go ahead and post whatever you want.
Absolutely. I just won't be able to pull it up.
Good point.
As of right now. So let me. I'm looking through. Real quick.
Danny said that's where we came from. Oh wow. Let's see what it is real quick.
You gonna watch it, Chuck? I can. Want me to? Well.
Oh god, it's one of those commercials. This is Lady Gaga. Come on, Dan.
Come on, man.
No, I think it's like something for the storm or something.
Okay.
Came from monkeys, right? Yeah.
All right. So we're going to continue on. Like I said, if you guys want me to stop any videos, we can. If we want to talk about, I do have a couple that are tabbed up that are boots on the ground. They're a little bit long. They're between 15 and 20 minutes long. One is about 27 minutes long, but it's boots on the ground, which I think is much better than someone just getting on a screen and saying what's going on when they can visually show you. And I think that's what's the most important here. This is so this one's a short one, but I wanted to put this out and so people can get this information.
Hey, Michelle, can I make one quick suggestion real quick too? Because some people I've noticed are missing in chat. You all in chat, if you see the settings little wheel up there, if you tap on that settings wheel, you'll see it'll pop up chat filter. Tap on chat filter and you can hit top messages or all messages. You'll want to hit all messages so that way you're not missing messages. That's how you do
I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Kipp. Thanks.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I never knew that either. I just seen it. So.
Yep, hit all messages, and you'll have to continue to do it if you ever happen to switch out and like check on it regular because it will switch back and forth.
That's like when we do our comments. If you don't search newest first, it'll go to top comments every time, and it'll hide some comments.
Same thing, Brian. Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. I never knew on the chat they did that. Jeez.
Are you guys seeing my screen?
No.
No.
Nope.
So it didn't do it. Okay.
I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee while you're playing this.
No, this isn't it. Hold on. Back. Stop screen. Present. What's it doing here? Now, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
This flooding in North Carolina does not sit well with me. I think something's going on. So I decided to do some digging. So the first thing I find out is North Carolina has the richest deposits of lithium in the entire world. Yeah, lithium for like cars, batteries, all that. Then I find out they have the world's highest purity quartz deposits. And that quartz just so happens to be the world's supply for AI chips, microchips, and all kinds of stuff. We're talking a $530 billion industry. So this is where it gets interesting. So a company by the name of Piedmont Lithium is awaiting a state mining permit for a site in northern Gaston County. And Gaston County is completely flooded right now. The project was awaiting zoning approval because they were getting backlash from the residents and also city officials. And this lithium mine they want would be the third largest producer of lithium in the world. And they made a deal with Tesla already. Now remember the quartz? So in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, right next to Ashland, they are wanting to expand their mines even larger. And the residents aren't having it either. Enter the floods. People, these are mountain towns. It rarely, if not ever, floods in the mountains. I would know. I grew up in the mountains in Colorado, which means none of these people have flood insurance. I mean, the media is saying biblical devastation in North Carolina, AKA like the worst thing that could happen, and you're not coming back from it. Read between the lines, people. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I made sure to say it in the chat twice, but Elon Musk, is asking for people to be donating and investing in lithium refining right now. That's ads that are up all over your YouTube, TV, wherever. It's all over. That's why he was on just the other day on the, Trump's newest little shindig down Butler.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, I got a question because remember what I said earlier, Michelle? We were joking, and I was like, they'll just give everyone $750 like they did in Lahaina.
Yeah.
Tommy Rogers just said something about that $750 they're giving the survivors. Are you is that a joke in reference to that? Because surely they're not giving everybody $750.
Well, we're gonna then, since you guys are mentioning that.
What a slap! What an insult!
Hold on, we're gonna
play
go ahead and I'm gonna play a video that will answer that. That relates to it anyway.
This is the veteran FEMA inspector.
Yes.
I have a dire warning to those that are going to take the money. There is a contract at the beginning when the inspector gets there, before he starts inspecting. There's a contract that the claimant has to sign. Practically illegible. The writing is so small that 12 years ago, I had to use a magnifying glass, and that's when my eyes were good. In that contract, if you do not pay the money back, it is a loan.
What?
A loan. And even if it's just $1 or $750, if you don't pay it back, they have the right to seize all of your property.
That's insane.
Yep.
The $750 that they're saying that they're going to give people, that's a loan. It's in the contract to receive it.
Yes, there is a contract that you sign before the inspector starts his inspection. You have to sign off on it, but there is a contract inside, and they even have, even for people that could not speak English, there was a translator that I would speak into it, and it would speak to them in Spanish or translate it in writing. And they have to sign this contract for the inspector to even start the inspection. If you
Wow.
take that money and don't pay it back, they can seize your property at any point after a year.
That's crazy. Well, thanks for the heads up. So folks, heed his message here. If there's anything that you got to sign or contract before you receive any assistance, make sure that you are well aware of what you're signing.
If this doesn't prove that this country is a corporation, just think about this. They're going to charge their own people for relief, basically, when they will give over $3 billion to Ukraine, not to mention how many billions of dollars they've sent to Israel over the years. These poor folks lost everything, and they're going to charge them interest and seize their property if they don't pay it back. I tell you what, anybody that's still voting for these thieves, they are the problem. They are the problem, the people that vote. But I tell you what, I'm so done with this place. Man, Lord Jesus, come. Seriously, can't be that much longer. Unbelievable.
What, babe?
You got to be kidding me, man. I mean, like I was joking, semi-joking, Michelle, when we were talking about that. I was like, they're just going to give them $750. I mean, I bet it was the same exact contract over there, and they're grabbing, they're coming in and swooping in and taking up their land as well. It's just crazy. It's too much of a coincidence to be coincidence.
Yeah.
Well, they gave stimulus checks. Didn't they give stimulus checks a while back? So-called, you don't have to pay those back.
Well, for Hurricane Beryl, let me give you guys a heads up. My next door neighbor, that we kind of don't really get along too well. It's a little bit different, but said that they were giving hurricane relief $750. He applied for it and got the money, and he said he had an inspector come out, and he said, "Oh, I just want the relief money," and the inspector left. But he got money, and then the other neighbor on the side of him that we really don't talk to also applied for it and probably got money for Hurricane Beryl. And I kind of wonder, yeah, nobody, they didn't have any damage, but that they were offering it and they got the money. So, I don't want nothing from FEMA. Sorry. But, so.
Amen.
Yeah, nothing. And if this is true, they could come and seize their property. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah, it's very, yeah.
And I think it's a little over 200 billion so far to Ukraine.
What's that? What?
I think it's
What'd you say,
over
Doug?
200 billion to Ukraine so far.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I was way off. Dang.
Yeah. The last round was 71 billion, and the border bill that they call the border bill, supposedly had 60 billion attached to it, and 30 billion to Israel.
Just think about that for a second. Seriously, our own country, our own citizens lost everything. They're going to give them a $750 loan, but yet they're going to give another country that much money, man. That's, to me, like I said, if you're still voting and participating in this sham of a system, man, that's mind blowing.
Okay, and I'm trying to I'm trying to think of what I want to do these in order, but I think I have one picked out that I wanted to show people to kind of give them this thing is way worse than they're telling everybody. It's so, but I think I'm going to play that next. We've got some that Kipp has tab has made that he put on private so that we could show it on today's live. And we got one from Brian, and but there's a few of mine that I pulled up from YouTube that I just want everybody to kind of get a taste of what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and play that next, if you guys don't mind.
Go for it.
No,
okay.
we mind. No, don't do it.
This one is 17 minutes long, but I think it's you guys will understand why we need to show it. This lady does everything she can. I mean, she holds everything inside and holds, I mean, just, she's trying her hardest to hold everything back so she just doesn't break down. It's really devastating. So let me find that one.
This one Kipp shared earlier. Did you share this in the chat earlier, Kipp?
No.
This is one Michelle. This is from Michelle.
Oh.
To me, this is boots on the ground. There we go. This is where they're at right now, and it's very. Ugh. Anyway, here we go.
Christy Thrift. I am the owner of NC Outdoor Adventures. I live on this road. During the storm, this was completely underwater. This is the railroad tracks, railroad tunnel. It was built in 1916. If we go through the other side, guess what? It's here after the flood of 1916, and it's here after Helene. But the mud was about up to here. No one could get through here until about 3 days ago. It was all neighborhood folks and neighbors that got us out. We were down here for about 3 days with no other outside help. So we actually cleared the road ourselves. We dug this out ourselves. We got neighbors insulin that needed insulin. We got water to some folks that had been without food and water for 36 hours, and tried to evacuate those that we could. And, you know, several people have decided to stay, but we got a lot of folks out. But getting there was hard. So like when we came down here, I'll show you where the houses floated away. Yeah. And we were coming down here. The reason we were coming down here is we actually wanted to see if our neighbor was okay. We didn't know at the time that the houses were floating away because we were below the water line here on this road. Our house is actually 200 yards away from the river, but the river had come up 100 yards closer to our home. So what we could see, all of this was underwater here. This is our tubing put in. If you see over there in the distance, the metal thing, that was a swinging bridge that was over here. And this was my friend Lenny's home. Lenny's still missing.
This home?
The house, the chimney.
I'm sorry to hear that.
We saw his house float away. This was all during the hurricane, y'all. So like, as soon as the winds were enough where we could safely get out, we came down here.
Would you say that was roughly maybe 12 on Friday?
I think it was like 10, 11 o'clock
10. So
when the wind started to die down. And now, mind you, I think the important thing to say about this storm in Western North Carolina is Thursday night. This river is typically, the Toe River is typically 1.5 to 2.5 feet of water. Thursday night, before Hurricane Helene ever got here, this was 9 feet.
Yeah.
Action stage, I'm a swiftwater rescue technician. Action stage for this river is 6 feet. So this was at 9 feet and flooded. This part of this road down below us was already underwater before the hurricane ever got here.
Yeah, we were set up for failure for sure with how flooding beforehand.
And so we already had that. And then, of course, like I said, Lenny's house over here Lenny is unaccounted for. We've been looking, we've done our best. We've contacted everyone we can contact at this point. The day before yesterday, we went from search and rescue, which means I'm searching and rescuing people, to search and recovery. It no longer means I'm searching and rescuing people. It means I'm searching and recovering bodies. That terminology is extremely important, and social media doesn't want to get that out there, but I think that's unfair to those who've lost people or who have missing. They need to know that we are now in a recovery mission. They need to start preparing, that if they're missing or have not contacted them, that they need to start preparing themselves for that outcome.
Right. Yeah.
So that was Lenny's house. These were cinder block homes, all cinder block homes. They were 2 stories. There were 3 of them. So this house picked up, it floated. It was only above the water for a few seconds. I think what
this
happened,
one right here.
Yeah. I think what happened is the swinging bridge was still, the cables were metal. So I think it might have clipped the cables and then it just went under. These, we didn't see this happen, but as this was happening, we were hiking up the backside of our mountain because we couldn't get to our neighbor. Our neighbor's house is over here.
So that house.
So yeah, we went to that house to rescue or to check on our neighbor. After we realized that the homes were floating away, we knew we had to get to him. Because that was the closest place we could get to check on someone. And most of these folks are elderly, and we couldn't get to him the normal way, so we had to climb up the side of our mountain. And of course, during the hurricane, climbed up the side of the mountain, got to him. He did say he was planning on leaving if the water got past a certain point. He had what we were calling the go line. It was a leaf line. The water, he's the red porch on the front there. The water got a few feet, maybe 2 feet below his porch, but it never hit our go line. But during our climb up the mountain to check on him, after this house was gone, Mr. Garland over there saw the cinder blocks home here. This cinder block home picked up intact. It twisted, it hit this home, it picked up intact. So now we got 2 cinder block homes above water, intact, spinning. And then it hit this one. The neighbor there was on the 2nd floor at that time. And there were waves hitting his feet from the river. We saw him exit the back of the home, or he saw him go into the home, but we didn't see him exit the back. And I think what had happened was we were looking for a pink shirt, and I think he might have put a coat or something on, or just for some reason we didn't see him go up the back, but he did escape. We thought he was dead for the last few days, but he's not.
So he headed off out into the woods, you think, up the hill?
That's the only way out.
And
he had to climb the mountain.
He rode out the winds and the river and everything in the woods.
Absolutely. All of these people on this road here, anybody that is alive on this road, which, by the way, I've heard social media is saying like there are 8 dead in Spruce Pine. Maybe they have 8 confirmed bodies, but I have to tell you the truth here, folks. You can smell the bodies in certain places along the river. There were vultures out. They have marked, with they being the National Guard, have marked over 100 bodies in a 6-mile stretch of river. Possible bodies, just where they think they are. You can't see them, guys. The bodies, the smells, the things are either buried in sand or they're up in the trees and they're crushed in sediment.
Yeah, I just saw a chicken right there. You couldn't really tell. You'd smell something, but you saw flies.
Yeah.
So the National Guard, is there a lot of National Guard helping right here?
There weren't at first. The first 4 days, 3 to 4 days, we were down here by ourselves. We were helping each other. This entire thing.
I don't hear nothing, Michelle. You're muted.
Yeah, it got paused. Probably, maybe, and she was probably going to say something.
No.
There you go.
I was muted. Sorry, guys. Let me say this: 3 to 4 days before our military in the United States could help these people, everybody, all the locals had to do it themselves. It's disgusting. Sorry, I'm outraged right now, but it's disgusting.
No. And Brian, I promise you probably can concur with this, that it's not the soldiers are pissed off waiting. Like, why the heck aren't we going as well? I would imagine.
Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait.
Yep.
That's what I remember. Hurry up and wait.
This is way worse than Hurricane Katrina. This is way worse. And I'm telling you, you know, look, we looked it up. It's over 500 miles away from landfall where the hurricane hit landfall. 500 miles, and this is what happened. 500 miles away.
Was still a Category 1 when it hit this area.
It's
500
bull
miles
crap.
from landfall.
Bull crap.
Hey, can I say something? I don't think I've mentioned this, but this is what I think happened. I mean, this is just totally my opinion. I think that it was a bad storm, but I think what it is I think they pulled the levees and pulled the dams, because that's what did all the damage was the dams and levees breaking. I don't think a storm 500 miles away is going to do that kind of damage. I think it's more nefarious than what people are saying.
Well, we're gonna show you some footage, Chuck.
And you know what? That's actually that's a good point. That's something that, as far as that side of it, I hadn't really considered. But I mean, if you start doing a couple different nefarious things on top of each other, it can really, then you can have something like this, which is insane. Who would have ever thought in a mountains?
What Chuck just said did happen, though. That was some of the stories, like, we were overrun and like the dam, collapsed.
Yeah.
You'll see those videos of people showing you all their lakes and dams and things like that are gone.
I'm sure they helped.
Yeah.
I'm sure they helped all this along. This isn't something that just, it was
the domino effect. It was real.
It's all, it's all by design.
It was raining in the area 4 days before the storm hit.
Yeah. Did you guys see? There's a good video. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It's where it showed the levees and dams breaking, and it was a TikTok video, and it had that song by Led Zeppelin, "When a Levee Breaks," playing in the background. It was real short.
Anyway, well, let's finish.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I just had to interrupt it for a second just to get out my anger. Anyway. All right.
Got cleared to here by locals, by the local farmer and our neighbors. The evacuations that happened on this road were primarily started by myself and my neighbors and the local farmers on this road. And then the National Guard got here the day before yesterday. I'm so confused on my days because I haven't had internet or Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But the National Guard did get here, and the National Guard, in collaboration with some fire and rescue folks, were able to help us airlift a 96-year-old couple that had dementia, and they needed to leave. They couldn't stay here. And so we were able to get choppers to them and get them out.
That's good.
But, people are still missing. They have, they are now bringing in body recovery teams. Their goal is to specifically get and retrieve bodies so that they can get them to the medical examiner and check their teeth records. So that process is really hard. And it's going to be really challenging. Like, a gentleman handed me body bags, which I had body bags in my car all day yesterday. And I had to explain to him something that had to be explained to me, even as a rescuer. When I watched the National Guard and they confirmed that the smells I had been smelling were most likely bodies, I was like, well, where are they so I can get to them? You can't get to them. They're crushed in debris. They're up in trees. They're under sediment. They're under sand. Unfortunately, it will be a very long time before you find all these people that are missing. And I haven't even had internet, so I don't even know what the number is. And they don't have a number here yet because we're still getting communication.
And where is here generally? Would you call this Green Mountain?
This is called Red Hill.
Red Hill.
That's called Green Mountain.
Okay.
But here's the kicker. The county line was the river. The river's way wider.
Yeah.
So we're in both counties. It's changed.
Right.
A lot of folks kept asking me questions like the swiftwater teams that were coming out. They weren't rescue again, they were recovery. They were asking me how deep the river is. As a river outfitter, and a boater, we had like rocks that we use. We have landmarks that we use. They're gone. I can't tell you how deep the river is because I don't know. And every single water gauge on this river was knocked out by the flood. And we had a working water gauge during Hurricane Fred, and I've reported it broken since Hurricane Fred, but they never fixed it. So, and that was the only flood gauge for the entire Mitchell County.
Are those put out by like NOAA?
North Carolina Emergency Management is in
Okay.
charge of the gauges, and then they're supposed to get in touch with the state and tell the state when they're broken. But hey, I've only reported it to the state and North Carolina Emergency Management, the county, and the city of Mitchell County since Hurricane Fred, whatever year that was. And yeah, so we still don't have a working water gauge. We didn't during this event.
Wow.
It would have been nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the French Broad had water gauges, and I was telling people it's already here. It's going to be 10 times as high. Get away from this location.
Absolutely. Well, and by the time, I think that's an important thing. By the time I got that text this morning, go to high ground.
Yeah.
I got it yesterday.
And we're a week past the flood.
Correct. So that go to higher ground came in after everybody up here lost cell service.
Michelle, pause that.
So mind you, no one got these people probably didn't get.
They got the go to high ground alert a week after the flood.
Yeah. Well, and she's getting ready to explain that
because I'm sorry, I jumped in. I know what you're going to say.
No, that's fine. Don't be sorry. No, she's getting ready to explain that the cell service went out before the electricity went out, and so nobody got alerts.
Just it's like the same broken playbook. It's just man, it's just insane.
Yeah.
Get that alert because no one had cell service at that point. That's when I don't know what happened to the towers. I still don't know, but when that cell service went out before electricity did, like we didn't.
Is your cell service still out?
Yes.
A week later. So yeah, like you said, you don't have internet.
Hey,
you
Michelle,
obviously don't have power.
No.
Real quick, I just think that the main reason they're not letting outside people come in, they're turning away a lot of people, is they don't want the citizen type journalist, putting stuff like this out.
Exactly.
They can't keep the locals from walking around and doing it, but they don't want people coming in. That's just sounds shady to me, but go ahead and start it. I just want to say that.
They're either probably when do you expect to have power?
They don't know. They're saying in a week. I'm not sure. We'll see. They're saying the biggest thing that Bradshaw Fire and Rescue is where I've been doing a lot of my volunteering or helping with those guys lately. The person running the disaster relief up there is saying this is going to be an ongoing effort. So what's happening is we're getting all these supplies in, and these are little teeny tiny fire departments. People are upset because they're getting turned away with supplies. It's not because we don't want your supplies. It's because we don't have anywhere to put them.
Right.
And we have people looting. So we can't just leave them out. And since this is going to be an ongoing effort, we need you to bring those supplies in periodically. We've got enough of food and water now. We need to change gears because it's going to be 40 degrees on Monday.
Yeah.
Our concern up here is most people, luckily a lot of people have wood staves because these are really old houses. But I think a lot of the people that didn't evacuate when it turns 40, they might change their mind. It's going to be cold and miserable.
And that's what a lot of emergency groups, I know you're not on their internet, they've been putting that out for the local region that, please start bringing in
propane,
clothing.
Propane, absolutely.
Propane.
It's gorgeous. I wish I could show you. All these trees, this is all green. This was green grass. This was a willow tree. There was a 19 trunk oak that had 19 trunks that just got eaten up. No, this is green and beautiful, and now it's sand piles. And I think it's important to mention, everybody's like, why is it so sandy? Because it's not like this in other parts, right? It's just mud. There's a reason that this is this way. You see that shiny stuff in there? It's mica. But these mines up here, there's 6 mines here, and they actually produce quartz silica. Every smart device in the world, every smart TV, every smart anything has to have quartz silica or it won't work. So right now the tech industry is in they're spazzing out because all the quartz silica is here and no one can get to it because all their intakes from the water are trashed.
Well, also it looks like the railroad tracks come right up to their building and the railroad tracks down there are ruined.
Oh yeah.
So that's a big issue too, right?
Correct. So they can't, the quartz silica, the sediment ponds, the washing, all of it is on hold right now because there's so much damage and they're all in Mitchell County. But because of the mines, we don't have in the Piedmont, you have red clay. And I think this is contributed to a little bit of why the erosion here is just so vast in this county is because the sediment, soil and sediment of the bank is made mostly of sand, and it's sand and sediment from the mines. It's what they have left. So you're not seeing the red clay that holds the banks together here. You're seeing the sand. I mean, look at that sand over there. It's all sand, like a beach.
Yeah, which is kind of weird for the mountains.
And that is because of the mining industry here.
Yeah.
And it just makes the banks a little looser. So like, as a matter of fact, we were planning on live staking, but yeah, I don't even know about live staking at this point.
Right.
Like, I don't know how you would fix this.
It's hard to say. There's I mean, we're passing excavators going by, and it's like, where do you start? Where,
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I
and
guess
that's what I felt when all the supplies were coming in. A lot of people at the fire department felt that. Like, where do we start with all these supplies? Like, how do we start sorting them? How do we get them to people? And today's efforts were mostly spent with ATVs and four-wheelers, getting supplies on the ATVs and four-wheelers and getting them to the other end of our county, which is the other end of the river, which is Poplar and Pigeon Roost, because they were completely cut off. I mean, the river got really, I mean, it's bad here, but those people got really hammered down there because that's where another river comes in. So you've got two different rivers that come in down there.
Well, if the viewers could help, in what way? I mean, what could they do?
Yeah, so we have a GoFundMe. A lot of people are like, are you giving that to FEMA? No. This GoFundMe is for me and my team at NC Outdoor Adventures to try and distribute as we see fit in our community.
Yeah.
So we, if you want to support me, the best way to do it is to try and go on my NC Outdoor Adventures Facebook page. We have a GoFundMe link. We've posted videos. We have videos of the houses and everything when the river was up to those roofs over there. So like the river actually went to the roofs of those two homes over there. And those are the only two really standing. But again, the water was up to the roof. So I don't know. There'll probably be tear downs.
Yeah.
But yeah, the best way to support me is just to go on my NC Outdoor Adventures Facebook page, find that GoFundMe page, and contribute there. The other way to do it is, this is going to be, like I said earlier in the video, this is going to be an ongoing effort. These things need to come in waves, not all at once, because they're small departments. We cannot put everything, we can't store everything. So this is going to be an ongoing effort. If you have supplies, hold on to them. There will be needs again. Send them up when they're needed. If you need to get rid of those supplies, you don't want to hold on to them. There are plenty of other places in Western North Carolina. But yes, we do need help in the north end of Mitchell County, but we need it in waves. Our biggest needs right now are people with four-wheelers and ATVs that are willing to take in food and supplies from the stations to other places, or other people that are stranded or cut off by roads in the river. We need, it's supposed to be really cold Monday. So we're looking at 40-degree temperatures, and it's supposed to be very cold all week. So we're needing propane tanks. We need headlamps. We need gas stoves. We need camping stoves. We need hand warmers. We need headlamps, blankets. We also really need food for diabetics or food for people with special dietary needs. We don't have a lot of that. You know, most of the stuff that came in was like Jello and this and that. And there's only certain things that these diabetics and other people with food sensitivities can have. So if you have any of those type of items, we definitely still need those.
Okay, great. Thank you for this interview.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yep.
That was good.
Whether people think it's a production or whatever, I think it gave a lot of information.
First-hand information.
I don't know. She looked a little stressed to me. It looked like she hadn't slept in days.
A little stressed. She was wrecked. She looked like she was barely hanging on. She was done.
Yeah, her eyes were, I've never seen eyes so big and swollen underneath. You know, she looked like she was in a fight. That's what she looked like.
Yeah, everything about that's legitimate.
A lot of drone footage, of the waters. Be kind of hard to fake that.
Right.
Yeah. Being produced and being a production are two completely different things.
Right. Yes.
I think that they definitely took some storms that were already heavy storms and just intensified, supercharged, directed, whatever you want to say, but definitely helped them out.
Yeah, I was talking to Michelle today, and we were talking about, I think what they do is like the hoax, the ones that they produce, those are the ones that they say are so awful and so terrible, and they play them on the news like that. But then the stuff like this that happens, that's real, they play it down like it's not as, you know, bad as it seems.
Point. Good
Seems
point.
like that's what they do.
Yeah, and you know, she tried really hard to keep it together, and I'm telling you, I mean, I'm sure she's.
Yeah, she come close there one time.
But you know, I don't think she, you know, she didn't get all prettied up for her little skit there if she was putting on one. All right. Let's see here. So I don't know what to play next. I've got. I already played that. All right. So we'll go ahead and let me do this one. This one's from Kipp. Kipp worked on this very hard, and so we are gonna play it.
Roll it.
Roll it.
If it's the one, I think there's definitely one in here that I think we talked about the helicopter one. I don't know if that's the one, but yeah, I've got some real questions about that. But go ahead. I'll try not to interrupt.
Is this the helicopter one?
I don't know.
This is the 17-minute one.
Yeah, it might. I think it is. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm eating a cracker.
Okay.
We turn night into day. 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 The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. We're not just pilots and engineers. We are pioneers. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. We turn night into day and fly missions in space. The future's not coming. It's already here. This is the future. Join us and be the future.
So here's the machine I found in Dorian. Looks like a dragon head with the nose of the craft. Here's the eyes and the head. And then on the side here, you've got this dark machine that I think it reflects, and you've got all these weird lines, unnatural, shooting across, weird geometric angles. They're connected and they reflect off of each other. But here you go. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Hey, Michelle, pause that for a second. So basically, that right there is not the eye of the storm. That was from Hurricane Dorian. I've done some filtering, but that thing just kind of appeared, and I show it in a couple different filters. But I do think that that's actual footage, not CGI. I think that's actual footage of, it was like on the edge of the ring, not in the circle. It was on the outer edge of the big outside circumference. But Yeah, there's something just really not right about it. I could be wrong, but I've been showing this for a long time. It doesn't seem to get a whole lot of traction. I don't think a lot of people see it, but to me, it looks like a straight up dragon head.
Yeah,
I can see that.
me too.
All right.
Nebraska. This is new video captured in the last hour from Severe Studios showing a massive tornado north of Lincoln, Nebraska. Tornado warnings have been posted along I-80 between Lincoln and Omaha throughout the afternoon, and those continue right now. Wow.
So, gang, like I've been saying, it's my belief they've been supercharging these systems for a long time. This is footage that I've shown previously from the tornado outbreak that we had earlier this year. Just a insane number of just supercharged super tornadoes just doing mass damage. But yeah, here's a lot of these unnatural beams going through this footage constantly that don't belong there, that somehow are always on the leading edges of these amazing supercharged storms, from tornadoes to hurricanes to whatever.
Guys, it's unreal. Holy shit, unreal.
FEMA's here. You know what FEMA just told us? We can't get you a phone. I have no ID. I have no way to pay for food. He has no way to get gas. We're stuck. So we have to sleep in a car that's leaking with the same clothes we've had on since the.
It was a 30-foot wall of water just pushing through Lake Lure all the way down. My house washed away. I had a cat. I had 2 geckos. I lost it all.
Stories of survival are now being shared days after Helene wreaked havoc in North Carolina. But one Pageland man's efforts to help are now the source of controversy. He flew his own chopper on his own dime to help stranded victims. But that man says he abandoned his rescue missions after a fire official threatened to have him thrown in jail. Well, that man now wants answers and turned to Queen City News chief investigator Jody Barr to help figure out what went wrong here.
This is the original post that I was reading when I just.
Okay, so you want to give your take on this before we show this guy?
Yeah, just even as I was posting it, I'm thinking, who would do this? Like, okay, so spoiler alert, he gets turned away and he kind of obeys, but I'm just thinking, if I'm a helicopter, if I'm flying a helicopter and someone tells me I can't go back, I'll say, okay, well, I'll leave, and then I'm going to go back and pick people up and land them somewhere else and make them stop me. They're not going to stop me until I run out of fuel and until they manage to catch up with me somehow.
Especially if it's a fire official.
And,
You know what I mean?
Let me just give you a look-see. At the bottom of the screen, it's Queen City News.
Now that is this is out of Queen City, is in the Springfield, Missouri area. Springfield is called the Queen City. Always has been called the Queen City. Yep, that's Queen City, but maybe not with
That's
the
what
crown.
Charlotte's called too, man. Charlotte's the Queen City also.
Well, see, to me, this guy sounds like he's from Charlotte. He sounds like Chuck, in my opinion. So I think this probably is in Charlotte. So
yeah,
that's a good point.
And just to let you know, my opinion on this, I don't like this guy after his story. So
I agree.
I think it's a production. It could be, but I don't. You guys will understand and see why.
Hey, real quick. Anytime there's an event, but whether it's real, let's just say a real event, there's going to be people that that control it. They infiltrate it and control it. They do that with the fake events and the real events.
Well, just like they did with Lahaina.
And what we do is, and we're guilty of it, but what does this do? This gets people enraged, and what do? They share it, and then the views go through the roof, and that's what they're trying to get. There's other things also, but they're wanting views. It's just that. Dub, I knew you had something to say too, but I just wanted to throw that in there.
Go ahead, Dub.
He's eating right now.
They sensationalize, they want to push as much fear because that brings a certain energy that I think these demons feed off of, for real. That negative energy, the fear, rage, all that stuff.
Yeah, this guy, it's something that I wouldn't have done, but you're going to go take all that effort and then you're going to get scared by the police.
Right.
Like Trex just said, they never let a good crisis go to waste.
Right.
Exactly.
Especially, he's supposedly forbidden to go back and pick up.
Oh, well, hold on. Let's not tell the whole story.
Yeah.
let's
good
play
call.
Let it roll. Right there. Let's let it roll.
Decided to go up and help. It's a long post, but she's saying that her kids and family and animals are trapped. No way out, no supplies, and the only way in or out is accessible by helicopter. Limited cell service and no water since Friday morning. I thought I have a helicopter and maybe I can help.
Jordan Sidham piled food and water into his helicopter Saturday and headed up toward Banner Elk, the only way through a mountain gap in Lake Lure.
This is the mountain valley that you would have to fly to get to Black Mountain, where we were escorting people out. This is a mountain range, and this is a mountain range. The only place to fly through with bad visibility, low cloud coverage, is Lake Lure.
Real quick, and another that just came in my head. If it's the news covering this, that's always got to be something to question, is if the news is covering this. And this is a news story. So anyway, here we go.
Cries for help from people stranded without food, water, or electricity hit social media soon after the flooding last Friday.
So my parents are stuck there. Their address is Banner Elk. They are in the first condo. If you receive this, please give me a call back. Thank you.
Sidham's phone started lighting up on Saturday with people begging for help.
I could hear the desperation in her voice. This is multiple phone calls I've received like this, voicemails, text messages, and you could hear people desperate for help.
Sidham and his son rescued 4 people on Saturday and spent the night in a nearby pilot's lounge, then decided to fly again Sunday morning.
I spoke with my son, which is my co-pilot. I said, hey, do you want to go back out and try to help today? And his response was, there's so many messages, I don't think we can't not go help.
Sidham and his son were headed up to Black Mountain. Flight tracking shows no flight restrictions in place Saturday or Sunday morning when Sidham flew through the Lake Lure Gap. But that was all about to change. The Sidham spotted an older couple waving for help, then landed in what's left of their driveway.
Hey, I want you to let me get in. You step out and go out, help her in, put her bag in the back, get her strapped in. I'm going to take her down, come back. I'll take him, I'll come back, and then I'll get you, okay?
I originally left my son co-pilot on the side of the mountain. It was kind of unstable, so I didn't want to put more weight in the helicopter to lift back off. So I left my son with the other victim, and I was just going to take one person down at the time. And you could hear me in the video talking through with the victims and with my son what we're going to do.
3 minutes away, Sidham spotted a group of rescuers just down the river. He landed and found someone in charge.
Told him my background experience, law enforcement, firefighting, pilot. He immediately started helping with coordination. He gave me radio frequencies to coordinate with them on, set up a landing area for me to come back with the other victim. And in the middle of the whole conversation and then blocking the road off, I was greeted by the, at that time I didn't know, but Lake Lure fire chief or assistant chief maybe, and he shut down the whole operation. So at that point I felt like the conversation wasn't going any further. And again, he asked me to leave, and I said, hey, I have no problem getting out of your area. If that's what you want us to do, we'll leave, no issue. At that point, I asked him, what was the reason I had to leave them there? And he said, again, you're interfering with my operation. I just need you to get out of the area. I said, sir, I don't know where you were trained at, but I know how my training is, and I'm not going to leave personnel behind. I'm going back to get my co-pilot. He said, if you turn around and go back up the mountain, you're going to be arrested. I said, well, sir, I'm going back to get my co-pilot. I don't know what to tell you. And he said, I'm letting you know.
Yeah, his co-pilot's his son.
Yeah, it's his son. I'm gonna go get my co-pilot. Yeah, whatever. Nah.
Just think about what he's saying right there for a second. And we know what Abraham did. He was told to do what he was supposed to do with his son, you know what I mean, out of faith, and he obeyed all that. I don't know. That's just something I see right here, right now. It's something that comes into my brain.
Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, if that's my son up there, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, first of all, you're not gonna tell me I'm not gonna go get my son, but I'm gonna go get my son, and I'm not gonna refer to him as my. Sorry, I will keep it PG. That's not my co-pilot.
Kipp, we're having a hard time hearing you. I don't know what happened to your mic.
Is that better?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
My apologies.
And also.
Okay, that's good. I was just ranting anyway. I was about ready to start swearing, so that was a God thing.
Go ahead, Dub.
A fire chief has no authority whatsoever, period, over anything or anybody. And like you say, I'm going to go back and get my son, period.
And let me just point this out. Right here in the front of the helicopter, it says P-44. Just wanted to point that out. Anyway.
Good old numbers.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And
Good
at
catch.
that point, he waved for 2 law enforcement officers to come over and told me that again, if I go back up the mountain, I would be arrested.
He flew the 3-minute trip back, picked up his son, and left the woman's husband behind.
I'm sure he was flooded with
Bull crap.
Right.
Absolutely.
You're gonna leave. You're gonna take the wife. You're gonna go pick up your son and say, "I'm sorry, dude. They won't let me pick you up. Goodbye."
Yeah. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
Right.
The fire chief told me we're shutting down this operation.
Yeah. Fire Chief Bill said, "Yep."
I'm gonna put all that gas in my helicopter and I'm gonna answer all these messages, but I'm gonna take your wife away from you and leave you here. Sorry. Come on, son. Let's go. Get in the helicopter. They're threatening to arrest me, so I gotta go now.
Right. And ridiculous. Right. I mean, and also here's 2 more real quick points. You got to notice, Megan has said before with some of the things she follows, when you really start digging in, is when you notice the complete lack of any real emotion compared to like the lady you showed previously. And also when they're interviewing him and people like this, as he's recalling, quote unquote, he just keeps steady eye contact. He's never looking off and recalling. He's not looking, his body language to me just screams that he is reading a script.
Yeah. He's looking to the left.
With that,
yeah.
Right. He's not ever recalling. And when people are genuine, almost always, like that was a David Hogg thing too. In all of his interviews, he just maintains direct eye contact with the interviewer strictly at all times. Nobody does that. It's when they're recalling horrific events.
Yep.
So just wanted to point that out.
Here we go.
emotions and trying to rescue other people and I just felt that it was best at the time to leave. So I did follow.
He has no emotion. None. Zero. I did what
Right.
I did what I was told to do by the
By
authorities.
someone that has no authority whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. He's a complier. I'm trying to save these people, but I'm a complier, so screw you. You stay out here by yourself, old man.
You're right. It's stay out here by yourself. Michelle, you're killing me. Oh man.
Followed his
Yeah.
instructions, and I had a conversation with the female victim before I left, apologizing and explaining. She was standing there. She heard the whole conversation, and they were both very, very surprised, very upset. The husband,
Yeah.
as I was leaving off of the,
He could took the kid. Could have took the old guy home with his kid, and then it would have been good. You know what I mean? But no, he had to leave him there.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. We gotta leave you here. They won't let me.
The helicopter could have carried his son and a passenger. Yes.
Here's a bottled water. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure, and he acts like he's real tore up about having to do that too. Like his conscience is just really tearing him up. I just feel really bad for the guy.
Yeah. I don't like this guy. This guy needs to go somewhere else. Anyway.
I waved
side
at
of the
him as
mountain
I
at
flew
that
by.
point, separated from his wife. He was upset.
He was
I can
upset.
only imagine.
Yeah, he's thinking, yeah, I'm gonna get rescued. Oh, sorry, dude.
He would have shot you.
Yeah. That's what I'm
And evidently they were so mad that their son or whoever went ahead and gave this footage of their dad taking off in the middle of this or flying. Because how else did they get this footage?
Oh, good eye.
Good
You always have to think about who's behind the camera.
Yeah.
Who's behind the camera? Who's doing this? Who's filming this?
Think about how before he'd even set up the operation and talked to these guys, he was saying how he was getting all these texts and phone calls and stuff like, "Oh, who the hell got your number?" You know what I mean? They all just like, "Hey, call Bildo." You know what I mean? And he'll fly you on out. You know, and that was just what we're getting.
Yeah.
You know, there was no service. There was none of this. How was he getting texts and phone calls from all these people? But anyway.
Great
That's all
point.
these people that were stranded out with no communication whatsoever.
And if you
had
guys,
his number.
yeah, and if you notice when he was making a phone call, they had it all on speaker, and the news captured it. It's so stupid. Now that I'm really looking back at this, I'm sorry, Kipp, but yeah, this is where you have to call out the fakery and
Yeah, don't be sorry. I knew we were going to talk about it, and I didn't like the guy when I was uploading it. I was
Right.
like, what, and I
Right.
plan on talking about it. Like, who
Yeah.
would do that?
Yeah, we talked about this previous, and we knew that we were gonna be talking about it. So yeah, it's good that you have it on here because this shows the manipulation of a tragedy. Don't let a good crisis go to waste. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this in from Queen City News.
Then his nearly 1,400 flight hours turned his chopper around and headed back to South Carolina, passing people waving for help along the way.
As I was actually
Passing people, you should feel ashamed of yourself. I almost cussed. Okay.
Yeah, and listen to how he just casually recalls that experience of having to just watch people stranded waving for help. Men, women, children, elderly. Yeah.
And when he got home, he had to shut off his cell phone, so he stopped getting those text messages and calls and stuff.
Because he couldn't help him no more because he was a complier.
Yeah, but this video it's got a crazy amount of views. I'll have to look it up and see. But but it's just getting tons of shares because it just angers people on so many levels. If you believe it, it angers you. But if you see it through it, it angers you. But most people are buying it.
All right.
Can somebody do a quick number on how many 1,400 flight hours would be? That's a lot of flight hours over a 4-day period.
Oh wow!
That's how many he said.
Yeah, he said he did 1,400 flight hours.
Sure, he did. I think he did
58 days. 58 days.
I think he did 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what a crock of,
If
you know what?
If you ever have a question about a video, Michelle can break them down.
Oh, well, I'm not breaking this down. I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
We're all kind of, coming to light to it. But yeah, yeah. Because when I first saw this video, I was like, okay, yeah. But there was things that stuck out to me that I didn't like, and then at the end of the story, I was like, oh, this guy's a chump. This guy, I would have pulled out my weapon and said, stop me, you know what? I ain't gonna say it because I'm not gonna cuss, but I'm just saying, stop me, you MF. Sorry.
Exactly. I mean, 100% exactly. It's just inconceivable. Nobody with that experience, at that level of professionalism, I guess there might be a couple people out there that are so self-absorbed and narcissistic and whatever that they could do that. But it's just the same, like, lack of emotion, rote speaking, staring straight ahead, ridiculous scenarios.
Yeah, well, he got his 15 minutes of fame and got paid for it. So there you go.
Yeah, big time.
Yep. Here we go.
Leaving to go back to get my son, the original chief or captain that I spoke to, his crew and himself, they came back over and said, hey, man, we can't tell you to go get the victim. We can't even ask you to go get the victim, but we can tell you if you come back with the victim, we'll have you a designated landing spot, and they won't.
Take me to jail. Take me. I dare you. You guys got so much more to worry about than me flying in to capture, to save someone.
Yeah.
And you're going to go ahead and threaten to take me to jail? Take me to jail, because you're going to have to chase me down first. That's what it's going to be. Period. I know.
Yeah, or you're gonna have to jump onto the legs there because the doors are gonna be locked, and I'm taking off, buddy. So good luck.
I was about to say, hang on to the rails as I take off.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
We'll make sure they don't come over here.
So there was no flight restriction when you went in?
No flight restriction when I went in. It went in place 20 or 30 minutes after the confrontation with Mr.
You feel like that was coincidental, or do you think that was?
Hey, pause real quick.
I don't think it can be.
This is a very deep thought for those who think deep. But what if this is an actual, look at his hands. This is an actual, it's an actual hit. They don't like this fire chief who won't play ball with them. So they make up some crazy story and get all these people upset about fire chief beep. And fire chief beep don't exist no more.
They get rid of the fire chief now. Yep.
And also, great points. I mean, but also, I just caught this. Why was it so bad where they were interviewing him that they had to cut and go inside where he's sitting down now? Why did they have to continue that interview? I mean, did anyone else catch that?
Good point.
Who sits with
Seems
their
awfully
hands like
produced.
that, man? Give me
We
a
call
break.
that coaching, Kipp. That's what we
Yes.
call it.
He's
It's a
twiddling his
production.
thumbs. Come on, Chuck. He's twiddling
It's
his
like
thumbs.
Trump there. Yeah.
Coincidental when there has not been one in place the day before doing rescue operations, the night of, the morning of, that took place after our altercation. I think there would have never been a TFR put in place had we not.
Sorry, dude. We're going to leave you here. Sorry, your wife's over there, and I don't know when they'll come for you, but hopefully soon. But I don't have room for you, so have a good day. Here's a bottled water.
Not sure where I dropped your wife off.
Good luck with that. See ya.
Yeah, she's somewhere over that mountain ridge and the river beyond it. Just go that way.
If you start walking, you might find her in a couple days. Stupid. That's so dumb. This is the stupidest story now. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, but it's good for
If
a
I had
laugh
to do
at
it over
least,
again,
right?
I would have stopped and I would have rescued as many people until they decided they were going to arrest me.
Good morning, freedom fighters. It is 8:48 a.m. East Coast time, September 29th, 2024. As our brand new attack on the United States and its people and its resources is being planned at the moment. This is from a Alabama news forecast yesterday, I believe, or something like that. First thing I want to do is take us back 6 days to Hurricane Helene. absolutely man-made, in my opinion, as a commercial fisherman that has studied the weather and hurricanes his entire life of living in Florida. There's nothing I have ever seen like what they have created, mass flooding all the way to the north that they continue to do at this moment. Hurricanes are usually clear on the outsides because it sucks in all weather systems because it is a sucking type system. It doesn't really blow out, it's sucking in. But this had massive weather systems in front of the storm, which is not normal. Stand by for the truth from the most censored commercial fisherman show on the planet. They are censoring the truth like no one's ever seen. My voice itself is censored from the internet. Even sharing my material, it barely gets out. Thank you for everybody for your support, your comments, and sharing our material. It's our material. Please share it in any way, fashion, shape, and form. Stand by for the truth and only the truth. This is the evening of September 23rd. And I'm going to go through where I believe these are ships. This is where the hurricane's going to form. They've already said it's going to hit Florida. The path did not deviate whatsoever. They can control these storms like we've never seen. They did not deviate the path. I've never seen that before. Each one of these, I believe, are these vessels. Stand by. I was completely removed from Facebook as well with 2,500 commercial fishermen on my page. This is the hurricane maker that got me removed. No strikes, no Facebook jail. The truth. Facebook is one of the largest spy networks on the planet besides Twitter that was created by the CIA. No one owns Twitter. Nobody owns Facebook. The CIA developed these platforms, or helped, I must say, because they own Google, they own our internet, and I know exactly how they are censoring us. We are in trouble, people.
So here's another video from a channel that I found, Into Thin Air. Does a really good job of just showing all of these unnatural laser beams. Looks like they shouldn't be there. Definitely they're anomalies that are being found now in many of these storm systems that precede hurricanes, that precede tornadoes. When we say they're supercharged, this is what we're talking about. These directed energy weapons, it looks like, of some sort, are supercharging these systems in front of the real damage. So anyways, I just wanted to show you this, and maybe there's something to it, maybe there's not, but videos like this are getting highly taken down, highly suppressed, especially on certain platforms like Facebook and TikTok. They don't want weather modification information put out there. I've been watching this on climateviewer.com with Jim for years now. He's been exposing ionospheric generators. And if you look and research, it's hard to find, but you'll see that China, one of the most unregulated countries in the world, you can't regulate China. China is the largest owner of ionospheric generators anywhere in the world, by far. So these striped clouds, they never used to be seen ever. Like, I can remember it was probably it was definitely after 2000. I'd say in the early 2000s when I started seeing these clouds on a regular basis, but not nearly to the regularity that we see them now. I've taken these few videos here in just the last few months, but I literally have hundreds of hours of these unnatural striped skies. People used to be like, well, yeah, what are those? Well, now they're just normal and everyone just expects it and no one questions what they are. Man-made skies.
That he takes advantage of. He sees what we see in this reality distortion machine. He's been a master at it.
He sees what we see in this reality distortion machine. He's been a master at it.
Pure energy. Pure energy.
Good one, Kipp.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty easy to put together. There's a lot of stuff out there, but yeah, good info, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Information station is Kipp's backup.
Yeah, if you guys all want to sub to him, that's his backup channel since he's getting strikes. So he does need subs on his backup. So the information's go ahead and comment.
Yep.
Kipp, and so we can get some more subs on your channel, on your backup. I wanted to say hello to a few people that have come in: Becky Boo, Cynthia, Trex. Let's see, Monica, welcome. Charity, good to see you. Welcome. I don't know if I can keep up with everybody, but yeah. So
I know Kansas Gal, I believe I saw earlier that she shared this stream out, and I think someone else did too. But thank you. I know so there's a handful of people that came in from her as well. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. Hello to Sorta Morta. welcome. Let's see. I just want to make sure I can get everybody, of course, Rita, Ange. I love you, Ange. I hope you're doing good today. I'm so glad to see you. Let's see. But yeah, if I have missed you guys, I'm sorry. But I just wanted to say hello, Stupid. Hello, Stupid. Good to see you.
Stupid. Don't be mean to her.
I know. That wasn't very nice of me.
No.
Anyway, but I wanted to say hello to you guys, Julie. Anyway, yeah, welcome everybody. I'm glad you guys are all here with us. We still have a much more of a show to go on, so you guys have, we're going to continue on. So let's see here what I was going to show. Let's see. I'm trying to remember in order. Okay, so wonder.
Thanks, Danny.
All right. So again, this will be another long one. This one is we don't have to watch the whole thing, but maybe if I can come. This is kind of like these are people. These are people that were going through Asheville and got stuck there. They were just passing through. They ended up getting stuck there. They kind of told the story, filmed everything. But it actually was pretty interesting to me. They have quite a, they have 7,000 sub channel, but bigger channel, but it was very interesting. And they were more or less, if you could put it this way, boots on the ground, because they actually showed footage. So hopefully we can all get through this one. But this is something I did want to show. So let's do it.
No way.
The car is completely under.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my, you've got, look at all this damage here. These are all this storage facility.
We were literally just there at that cheese. That is nuts.
Hey, it's Nathaniel.
And Jillian.
And we are full-time musicians and filmmakers. Our band is called The Bergamot. Recently, we have been getting ready for a big Christmas tour starting in November and making a new album. So because of that, we were offered an artist residency down in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we were leaving on September 25th, and we stayed the night in Asheville.
And little do we know that the hurricane would move 800 plus miles and the eye of the storm would hit Asheville the night that we got into town. So we knew that there was going to be some sort of rain and a little bit of wind, but it was just supposed to hit Florida and then dissipate. And then this is what ended up happening. So we're currently about 30 minutes away from Asheville in a hurricane storm, and it did this to our windshield wiper, so we couldn't see. It was terrifying, and we just bought a new one, so there she goes. Wish us luck. Hurricane weather. Oh man. We're about 33 minutes from Asheville.
There's your 33.
How you doing?
She even corrected herself.
We made it to Asheville. Thank the good Lord Jesus. It's 3:21 a.m.
Another 33.
We went to bed on Thursday, September 26th at 4:10 a.m. after driving 12 hours from Ogden Dunes, Indiana to Asheville, North Carolina.
Heavy rainfall on Thursday prevented us from leaving Asheville. So we went to bed on Thursday night knowing that Hurricane Helene had made landfall in Florida.
The expectation was Asheville would get hit with some rain from the outer bands of Helene on Friday. Then it would be clear to leave.
So we just woke up here in Asheville, North Carolina, and woke up to this. It's the hurricane wall, which came up through the night, lost power in the hotel room.
So we're in a flood warning right now. You can kind of see that it's really clearing up here. And this is on the upper level, so we need to go check our car, which is on the bottom level.
What?
Right now, we're just checking out the situation, and wow, that's completely blocked. So we can only get our car out now, luckily, from that one angle, that one entrance. Not good.
It's the emergency lighting.
So we're currently in a state of emergency. The roads are flooding. The Broad River's flooding. We got trapped in Nashville because of the hurricane, and now it is noon, and we're going to attempt to drive 2.5 hours plus to Charlotte. I-40 is completely closed. We just got an alert, so we're going to take a different route.
And Asheville got hit by the eye of the hurricane, which the winds were incredible, 80 to 100 miles an hour, and there's just debris everywhere. So it's been an interesting 48 hours. We had our windshield wiper buckle. I've never had that happen before.
One
and
just
then
broke
one
off.
broke off and one buckled and kept working. Thank goodness it's the driver's side. What a crazy start to
It's
this
literally noon
trip.
and it feels like it's 4:30, just to give you an idea of how incredibly exhausting this whole thing's been.
All right, off we go.
And I also don't have access to internet, so I'm gonna take a minute here.
Be careful, be careful. You just have to wait till no one's around, I think. All right, we're getting on the main road here. We're leaving Asheville. Oh my gosh. Just completely. Goodness. Holy shit. Maybe. Oh wow. Go really, really. It's a little bit over here.
Hey, Michelle, pause real quick. I'm sorry. Look, The worst thing you can do is just not to the point of the video, but if you're going to decide to drive over some high waters, the worst thing you can do is speed up, because you're going to create a wave and then likely flood something out. The best thing you can do is just creep through it, unless it's just, if it's to the point it's streaming heavily, then don't even try. But like this, I see people do that, and that a lot of times is why they flood out, because they're going so fast, they're creating that wave in front of them, so it's raising the water into their engine.
Yeah, good info. Yep, absolutely. I agree.
It is.
That whole lane is gone.
That whole lane is completely gone. It's to us. It's to eye level.
That median is holding back all that water.
Yeah.
Tons of roads are closed and stuck, and there's just everything's kind of.
He said 1-5.
I need your help though, because I think there may be oncoming traffic. I gotta check the direction.
Okay.
Good to go. Good to go. Good to go.
Right. No. Right now you are. Go. So then, yeah, just get off on these. Oh my gosh. What?
That DQ is well underwater. That's the most underwater building I've seen yet.
That's flooding in from there. It's coming in from underneath the system. So like, holy crap.
Yeah, there's trucks that are lost.
No
Completely
way.
Lost. Cars completely under.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my, look at all this damage here. It's like a storage facility. Maybe we should just pull off here and talk to people. Go to the bathroom. We can't get any information from anything, so we need to.
Both of our phones are down. No service.
So we need to talk to people, because they'll know what roads. The truckers will know if roads are closed.
Looks like this gas station doesn't have any power either.
It's pure chaos right now. As you can see, it's just a parking lot everywhere. Jillian's trying to get some information. We're about to find out. Phones are unusable. She does not look happy.
Are you going to try and go up the hill this way again?
Yeah.
Okay. Then go as fast as you can. Go. Go. Oh my God. Holy shit.
She's like, go as fast as you can. Go.
Worst case scenario is our car shuts down. Go. Yeah, we need to get to higher ground and then just figure it out. But we need to get the hell out of this area as fast as possible.
Right here for now?
No, just keep going.
Yeah, this is good, Jilly. This is high enough, and if we need to give access to the highway. This might be our parking spot.
That's all right. Park right in between these guys then. This place is completely closed.
This place is completely
You see a Burger
closed.
King.
Everybody's just piling up on top of each other. We're all watching the waters rise, and it's terrifying.
So,
and we got a lot of shit in this car.
No, I know.
You can't go anywhere. You can't get back to Asheville. You can't get south here. You can't go that way. You can't go that way. You're basically trapped. So he's like, just get to high ground.
We are currently at the highest point that we can get to right now.
Yeah,
We're making a new friend.
Yeah, exactly. And now, that's way more underwater than it was 20, 30 minutes.
It's amazing when there's an emergency. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat or if you're an independent. People all around us right now, they're all going to other cars being like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Hey, I've got carrots. I've got water. I have beer in the car if you need a beer. We just have talked to a bunch of the cars all around us. There's a mother with a child, a single mother with a child. I said, hey, are you okay? She asked me if we're okay. I said, are you from around here? And it doesn't matter.
Hey, pause it real quick.
We're all looking out for each other. We're seeing.
He just said, I got beer in the car if you want one. I thought that was kind of odd. Driving out through the storm and everything.
Right.
If people need something. Hello.
So I think I'm going to try getting home because my map seems like it's updating.
And now it's saying.
And there is like a back path that it looks like it's open.
This is a unprecedented flood. 100-year flood. We're probably going to have to spend the night here. Look at this. We just came from there. And there's no way, had we waited a few more minutes, we would not have been able to come back up the hill to safety for now. We're going to need to assess the situation to see if we need to continue climbing and going higher. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. This is coming and creeping up this hill right here. We're right here. And there's nowhere to go. This is so bad. You gotta give that a hand. No way. We were literally just there at that sheet. That is nuts. I've never in my life seen anything like this. So I have never in my life seen anything like this. And it's pretty terrifying. We were literally parked. We were parked right over there, right before all of this water filled in. They're rescuing people right now from that gas station that we were at. So this is pretty wild. There's a little kid right there. And man.
I told him to call me on the radio if he makes it to Airport Road. Then I can play it off. You gonna do it at your own risk.
We'll head back to Asheville. So there's a curfew. We only have about 30 minutes to try and get some internet here. We're back in the hotel. I want to show you this. This is currently the line to get gas. And what is it, 10 o'clock, babe?
Yeah. There's no way currently that we know of to get out of Asheville.
This gas station?
It's been completely packed since 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah. Here we are, and this is one of the only gas stations that's open.
You know, now I have to think about this. Okay, so if you don't have any cell service and then the power goes out, I guess they still have power in the hotels because they're still staying at the hotel. So there's probably it looks like they still have power.
He said they lost power in the hotel.
Yeah.
Well, the street lights are working. You know what I mean? There's a street light.
And the gas stations are working. See, that's kind of weird. And then they lose water and then they get kicked out of the hotel. But I'm just saying, if they lost power in the hotel, I can't see that the hotel would stay open after that. But I mean, maybe on and off if it wasn't too
Well,
long.
yeah, the hotels they do stay open when the power goes out. I got caught in Charlotte and with no power for like 24 hours in the motel.
Right.
They can't kick the guest out.
And for the record, I like the video. I find I love the footage. I don't really like these people a lot, and from the start, just personally, I think it's my conspiratorial mind, but it's awfully convenient that this professional band slash filmmaking crew was driving into the where the eye of the storm was going to hit, and they just seem awfully calm, cool, and collected and prepared.
Right.
So just
Yeah.
my overall thought.
But you don't expect a hurricane 500 miles from landfall. You
It
just
was 800 miles, wasn't it?
Well, they said 800. It's actually 500. We looked it
Oh,
up.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Dub, that's ridiculous. That's never. I would say this is a first in recorded history.
absolutely.
They
I've
said
been
80 to 100-mile-an-hour winds. That would be a
Yeah,
Category 1, 500 miles inland.
it was
I've never
still,
heard of that.
500 miles.
yeah, they made the
Right.
statement that it was still a Category 1 when it hit there.
That's
And
wild.
I've been in a few hurricanes here, and we're a little over 50 miles inland. And by the time the wind gets here, it's dissipated to 50, maybe a little more, 50, 60 miles an hour, which is still a pretty good wind. But
Oh yeah, that'll push trucks right over. And also I just want to, I don't know. It is my belief and my theory that these are supercharged and that they're taking again
oh,
storms
absolutely.
that are already strong. They're supercharging, but I will not dismiss the fact that I don't know. And also it could be supernatural. This could be, there is that possibility, but I just don't, that's not how
No,
I think, but it's just my opinion. And if we disagree with anyone in
Hey,
the chat, hey, I love you all, but that's just my thought.
let me go back to my original point. What if a lot of this is like a production because what they actually did was take down the levees and dams. They flooded the town and they want everybody to think that it was the Category 1 hurricane that did it.
there
I
was
don't
no,
know.
What
there was no levees and dams. It was just uh, small mountain rivers that
okay,
are
so
in most places are 2 or 3 feet, maybe, if you got a low spot.
There was a levee and dam that broke up there near Tennessee, and the water went downhill from there, Dub. I've seen videos of like rushing water coming down streets. Cause I mean, it that's what flooded it was the dams that busted, because it is on a mountain. It's not going to flood unless water from
Yeah,
above comes down. You know what I mean?
water didn't
hey,
flow upstream from Tennessee to Nashville,
No,
California.
it went down. It went downhill. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but look, what about the guy in the interview earlier in the pickup truck who just looked tore up, just sobbing? He's like he lost everything, his gecko and all, and he seemed very legit. And he mentioned a 30-foot wall of water. Now he could have been exaggerating, but that's a massive wall of water,
That's
and
what
he
I heard.
looked
I
pretty
saw
legit.
video. Yeah, there's video of that water coming down. Anybody probably has a video. If anybody wants to leave a link, but there is video footage of the water coming down. I mean, it put bodies in trees. That's what Ann, she's not here, but she lives there, and she said they were getting bodies, recovering bodies out of trees. So that's not from a normal flood. That's from a tsunami type tidal wave coming down the street right there.
When you go in, yeah, okay. I'm looking at maps right now. There's plenty of lakes and reservoirs and stuff all around that Black Mountain and Swannanoa and all that stuff. All those places that got flooded. But anyway, that's just what I'm saying. And then right around Asheville, there's stuff too. So
Yeah, and
anyway.
just to clarify, I didn't mean that the levee broke in Tennessee. I meant the levee broke and water flooded down into Tennessee and Asheville, or the mountains, because they're right on the state line right there. Obviously, water doesn't flow uphill unless you live on a ball.
Tennessee,
Well,
Tennessee is south of Asheville, right?
No, it would be west of Nashville. I
Yeah,
seriously, I drive through there all the time. I mean, you go through a couple mountains and tunnels, but they do have levees and dams set up. Black Mountain has a big dam set up where if the dam breaks in Black Mountain, it's going to flood Asheville. You see what I'm saying? The way that it's set up there.
hey
That's why I
Michelle, I
think
wasn't
that
trying to get.
somebody,
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
know, broke them. No, go ahead, Kip. I'm done.
No, I was just like I wasn't trying to get Michelle to stop the video because I said I didn't like those people. I liked the footage. I liked the video. It's just yeah, those are just my
Yeah,
feelings on them.
I erased it. It's gone. Not because of you, not because of you or anything.
Yeah,
Done with it.
It's a long video. It's a long video, and you know, I think there's more important things that we can show.
Copy
Copy that,
that.
man.
Copy that.
If anybody
No.
has video of the tidal waves, I want to try to. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try. But if anybody has video footage of like I said, the tidal waves from the dams breaking, that's the crazy stuff. I've seen a couple of those earlier, but I have to try to find.
Yeah, I've not seen anything like that yet.
Yeah, definitely. And you sent me one, a TikTok video. Ange sent me a TikTok video showing the waves coming down the street. I don't know if you remember that video you sent me.
Okay.
She's gonna share it. She said she'd share it.
All right, I'm going to continue on. So this guy's on the ground. He's on the ground showing you around. So here we go. It's only 8 minutes long. He did 2 other ones that I was going to show, but the longer they got, I just thought, well, this was a good one. I watched this, and he's just 8 minutes. We can do 8 minutes.
This is the bridge on Flat Creek Road. Now this is the access right here. These are just creeks, people. These aren't rivers, but they became rivers. And look at all this. This is just a mountain of stuff I'm standing on. And people were pulled out of this current creek that I'm in. And some are still missing. I helped someone with a wellness check this morning, and they asked me to help find someone, and she had passed away just about half a mile up the road, and she got washed into this creek, and her husband hasn't been found yet. He's somewhere in this creek. This is the Swannanoa River going towards the Asheville Lows. I haven't been down this way quite yet, but you can see there's tons of mud piled up from the river.
Hey, Michelle, did you get my message? I sent you one. I'll send you another one in a second. It's about 30-second clip of the dam overflowing. Hey, you can go ahead. You might be muted.
Yeah, you're muted. I can't hear you if you're talking, Michelle.
Oh my goodness. I hate
That's
doing
great.
that. No, if you could put it in the private chat, it's much easier for me to tab up.
I couldn't. I see that it's a TikTok. The only way I had to like send it to you in Messenger. I couldn't figure out how to copy it. Let me see if I can go in
It
Messenger.
might not let me open it since I'm not on TikTok. If
You can't post it in the chat, in the live chat, Chuck?
Yeah, I tried to look in the live chat and I couldn't. I was trying to look for it to see if it was posted there. If Ange put her, if she's the one that redid it, then it would come up as a YouTube. But if it's a TikTok,
It's a
one,
TikTok.
I might if it's a TikTok and it's off of TikTok and not changed into YouTube, it's probably not going to let me play it. Because I'm not a TikToker. If that makes any sense. Because it'll make me download TikTok and do all that kind of stupid shit. Just saying. Just saying. Let me go in here real
I
quick.
got it. I shared it in the chat. I figured it out.
Let's see here.
That's just one. There's a bunch more, but
No, it's okay. Let me go in.
TikTok took a while to get used to, but it is a different type of platform, and they do have some good stuff that you're not going to see on YouTube on there.
Yeah.
And the videos are a lot shorter.
I tried it and I couldn't do it. So just saying. I did try. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, so I pulled it up. So I guess we can put this one out. All right.
Well, I
Okay.
didn't mean to interrupt this video. I was just telling you I was trying to.
It's okay. That's good. Not a problem. Let me go in here and see if I can do it.
It's okay, Chuck. She got the message.
Thanks, Kipp. There it is.
Yeah, you know I got your back, brother.
I appreciate you.
Having his back for what?
Way back.
I got all of your backs. I'm just kidding.
That thing just said a dam breach right there on that video, whatever it was. It said a dam breach caused that problem.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle of the video.
Yeah.
I got some more too. I can send you in the chat.
Okay.
This is a good one right here. Got a couple good ones. Come on, now it's doing autofill. Crap. Copy.
You glitching.
Why does everything gotta be so difficult? This one, it won't work like this. Shoot.
Man, what's going on with Trex? Did someone like get into an argument or something? And it seems like a lot of drama in the chat.
All it is with Trex is he believes that man cannot create or copy weather. He's trying to say that only God can control the weather. And I asked him, I said, show the scripture. God creates. We all know that God creates. The devil, the enemy, can't create anything. But the devil manipulates God's creation. I mean, we've seen NASA blow smoke in the air and create a rainstorm. I mean, man can manipulate God's weather. You know,
I think
they can charge
ultimately
it.
he's still in control. Yes, so he
Right.
can manipulate it however he wants it, and however he needs. When they think that they're getting what they want, he's getting what he wants.
And we understand that man lies. What he's trying to say is he's like, we know that the government told us they landed on the moon. We don't believe it, but we want to believe it when the government says they can manipulate the weather. It's kind of a silly argument, because the reason they lied to us about the moon landing is they want us to believe in evolution, and they're going to bring the whole alien. There's a bigger agenda to that lie right there. But
Well,
Satan
yeah, and I would
tells
say
all
just
the
because they lie about some things or misinformed doesn't mean that they're not able to do or other things, or don't even hint around about that. But yeah, I mean, if I can't help anyone, and there's no hard feelings if you don't think that man's able to manipulate the weather.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, I'm
been
not going to get mad
documented
at
and
me. That's
proven for a
fine.
long time. And
We
I'm
all
talking to
have a different.
Trex and whoever else, because I respect Trex, but
Yeah, he's
I
a
know
good
you do
guy.
too. But
Yeah, he's a
but
good
yeah, I
dude.
mean, it's kind of like saying that man can't create fire. God created the fire, but man's able to use tools to make it turn into fire,
Right.
whatever
He
it
can't
is. And you
create
can
it, but he
throw
can spread it. Man can spread
and you
fire.
can and you can throw gasoline on it and oil and increase it. But it's just
Yep.
no.
And if it says that Satan's the prince and power of the air, Tommy brought that good point up. If he's the prince and power of the air, he can control certain things. And we also, Trex, remember in Revelations it says that he will call down fire from heaven and
Okay.
signs and wonders, you know, in the end times. You know, the
You did
devil
not
will
just
have
say
that.
revelations, Chuck. Chuck, you did not just say revelations.
Why?
Come on, it's singular. You know that.
Revelation, you know what I mean.
Thank you. Okay, okay. I'm just calling you out.
Meanwhile, in chat, Elon is a woman.
I know, I said that earlier. He looks like an old woman. He really does.
Chuck, I love you. You got way more biblical knowledge than I do. I just had to call you out. It's a rare opportunity.
All right, let's not get off track. All right, I still got lots to play. So just saying, there's people in the chat is like, bring up the weather modification, blah 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 blah. Yeah, we're I'm just gonna keep playing what I got tabbed up and go from there.
Take control, girl.
I'm gonna take control.
Do it.
I'm just kidding. Let's see here.
Meanwhile, the first weather modification patent was issued in 1948. And that's a long time ago. So I'm sure they've probably improved on it and since that time.
Yeah, and if that's really true, they probably have been doing it for longer than that.
Probably longer than that.
Amen, sister.
That was just the first.
You know, that's just what they first told us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the first weather patent that they issued. They could have been working on it
All right.
long before.
So this one's from Brian. Brian put this together, and so we're gonna go ahead and play it.
Down in North Carolina, everywhere really, wherever they're all at. But the biggest one they're pushing is this one.
A number that's still expected to rise. Hundreds more are missing, and roughly 2.1 million customers are without power across the region. New drone video shows just how bad the situation is in Asheville. The city's now isolated after roads leading there flooded and cell towers were knocked down. One emergency official calls it biblical devastation. Tamara Scott of our ABC station in Raleigh is near Asheville right now. Tamara, what kind of damage are you seeing?
Hey, good morning. Well, we are in Swannanoa right now. It's a small town just east of Asheville. The sign says, "Welcome to Swannanoa," with churches and businesses all across this road, but that no longer exists for this town. Take a look here just to my right. This is just part of the devastation that we are seeing in this area. These floodwaters came in and took out almost this entire town and left just so much destruction here. There's a car down in that valley there. You see this tree branch coming into what was once a bridge here and an entire shipping container. And if you walk just a little further over this way, you'll see where the shipping container, I was here on Friday morning when the waters were rushing in. I saw the shipping container several hundred feet back that way. It ended up right here.
All right.
She saw it.
Said it was a flood of biblical proportions. And then she showed you that sign with all churches on it saying this way, that way, this way, that way. All those churches.
And left many sinkholes in the area, as you can see here. And just to show you just how heavy the water was.
Now, if you guys look at these signs and you look at all the damage, is there not one sign that just stands out saying, hey, come get you a standard poodle puppy? Okay. Look how dirty the signs are below it and how bent and how destroyed everything is. And not only that, the sign of this store even. Watch this.
Just how powerful it was. It took out this street. It took out these lights here, these power poles that has left these people
right there. All this damage, all that damage, but you got
in this
that.
area without power for days. And there are so many people here who need water. They need food, the power and gas.
There's a Tesla.
There are all so many stranded in this area, hoping for some relief.
Carpet
now,
City,
I have
CC.
spoken with some people here, great
Not that this was
Samaritans
fake.
and good citizens who are working to get resources into this area, but that is a struggle because the main highways are blocked. There's only one way in and out of.
Again, that sign. So now I'm going to get out of this video. We know that they said it was a biblical proportions flood. and that sign right there. Just remember all these dirty, bent signs and everything's so destroyed. Even the gas station sign up in the air, way up here. Yeah, and she made sure to tell you that shipping container got moved hundreds of yards or something along those lines. But this sign stood the test of time. It's kind of
Hey,
like,
pause it real quick.
you know.
But Brian, man, the cardboard, they make cardboard a lot stronger than they used to.
Yeah, I know. And plastic's now, fireproof passport.
That was a good catch, man. That was a good catch.
I mean, someone's just being a good entrepreneur, because after a flood like this, everyone needs a poodle.
Yeah, that's what everybody was in need for. That was the first necessity. Poodles.
Towers and stuff like that. Anyway, so I went and looked up the churches in the area, and then I come across this one, and it's Biltmore Church, and it's big up there in that area. They own so much property and so much land up here. This name, Biltmore. Anyway, here's a recent sermon. How the Bible.
Aren't they going to build more?
Built more. There you go.
They're going to build more.
They're going to build back better.
And I did see something about like the Biltmore Village or Biltmore something historic area. It was showing it was all flooded as well. That's yeah.
Bible changes you. The book of James, written to the 12 tribes. Here's outer space as he gives his sermon. So my video is just like, I wonder why things happen down here the way they happen. All right. So here's all these people's churches, Biltmore. Look at all those churches. A couple of them in Asheville and all the surrounding areas. So I've seen this and I said, baptism, huh? Well, let's learn more. Let's see what they got to say about baptism. Well, first of all, we see all the water. And it says, what is outdoor baptism? Okay. Why should I get baptized? Well, this is water baptism. This is not Paul's. Paul wasn't converted until Acts 9. So here we are with that. And they put this in here, and that's good, you know what I mean? But the baptism isn't that same baptism. Here we are again, before Paul is converted again. And those are the things they use. And of course, it's always got to have water in it, you know what I mean? That's the version of baptism for pretty much all these people. It's water. Not the Holy Spirit, water. And they don't even put in Paul's teachings except these quick little bits. But this is just him telling you about the gospel. Anyway, so I found this. What the heck happened? I found this website of this church. Let's watch this. See if we can. Hopefully we can. Here's one of these churches, the Biltmore Church. Come as you are. Now, Asheville is a big LGBT community, Hopefully this video will play. Well, we'll have to press mute on that dumbness. I can't even believe they have an ad in it, but they do.
A new leader taking over at the historic Biltmore Church today, Reverend Sarah Hurlburt is now the third dean of the Cathedral of All Souls. As dean, she'll serve as priest for the cathedral as well as a liaison for churches throughout the diocese. Hurlburt, who identifies as part of the LGBTQ+ community, is also an activist for racial and economic justice. She says at her church, everyone is welcome.
I hope that they'll come and get a chance to be in a place where they belong. Nobody has to put anything on. No one has to clean up their act, quote unquote. You come as you are and just be part of all the souls here.
Reverend Hurlburt says her immediate goal for the church is to physically bring the community together following years of separation due to the pandemic.
Well, there it was.
That's nice.
That was that lady being brought into their church. and she's come as you are. She's the new dean. I have something pulled up on her. Right here she is. Sarah Frances Holbert, named Dean of the Cathedral of All Souls in Asheville, North Carolina. Sarah and her wife of 5 years will arrive in Asheville in the end of August, and her first Sunday with us will be none other than September 11th. You know, secret code of the Freemasons. But anyway, that's just part of the story. We're going to go back to this video and look in a little bit more to this stuff. And yeah, we're going to play around with gematria because, like I said, this sign and all the damage, this sign is a sore thumb sticking out in my face saying, look at me. So that sign says on it, standard poodle puppies. Guess what standard poodle puppies? First of all, 1,500 something big in all the research that I've ever had. It's in your face. That's standard poodle puppies. It's in your face. So they told you this is a flood of biblical proportions and went on to show you all the churches that are no more. But then I just showed you the churches up in that area that have welcomed, all are welcome. You know what I mean? Like Romans 1:22 and beyond says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. But yeah, 1,500 was a big number. So standard poodle puppies, you know, the thing right here with that lady. And the next thing I was like, all right, Biltmore, I mean, it's huge up there. Biltmore, up in the mountains in Asheville. Biltmore, Ashkenazi, Biltmore. I made the screen a little bit bigger so you can see all these things now. This is what I'd always done with my pictures and took a screenshot since I never showed the tabs. But yeah, Biltmore, Ashkenazi, Third Eye, stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, standard poodle puppies was it's in your face. That is what it is. And then here's their area code for up there, as we seen back here at the church. They already have it 828 strong. You know what I mean? And truthfully, I've watched some videos and they say that floods keep happening up in this area. You know what I mean? So every couple years these floods come about in the 828. So it just made me think of things because I've seen the 828 pop up in my research before and I never paid attention to it till now. So here's the 828, 828, 666, 33, Baron Trump. We've had this pop up even on Michelle's live feeds before. As above, so below. Yeah, that's it. 828. It's something to them. That's why it's 828 strong, you know. And then this was the deep part of it all. You got that sign, it had that number on the bottom, 691-2461. So I went and typed in 691-2461.
Here's food for thought. Think about it. You know where it does say, I know everybody's heard the verse where it says, if the Lord didn't cut the days short, there would be no flesh left. You guys have heard that verse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Think about it. How would he be able to destroy all flesh if he wasn't using weather and types of stuff like that? I mean, I'm sure they use like weather, vaccine, or whatever, but I was just thinking about that with these weather events where maybe they will get that good at it where, you know, if the Lord doesn't cut the days short, there will be no flesh left.
Well, doesn't somewhere in the scripture also say that, you know, Satan seeks someone's child and he brings in a flood, but then the earth will swallow up this flood, you know?
Yeah, that's Revelation 17. Yeah, a flood. Yeah, and the earth swallows it up. Yeah.
Well, in the aftermath of this it leads to disease and pestilence and contaminated waters and lands and death.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah. Go ahead. That was it. I was thinking about that.
And the results is what was just crazy. Down on the bottom of 691-2461, look, 1992, 332. I come across this one. 1992, 332. You can go ahead and read that if you want. That's what was deep about all this. And then I go to the next one, 1992, 332. Huh. That's some weird stuff. And the fact that this area is very friendly up there and everyone's welcome and they keep having floods for whatever reason. Obviously, this isn't a flood that floods the earth, but you got the churches up there mocking, blaspheming the word. All are welcome. Sarah and her wife are the new, usurpers of authority, teaching in the church like the scripture tells them not to. That just is what it is. And the floods keep happening in certain areas because it is what it is. I don't make this up. This is the world in which we live. It is fallen. These people showed you this sign for a reason. They told you it was a biblical flood for a reason. This lady showed you all those churches and said these churches are no more for a reason. But not one of those churches on that sign was built more. But she told you these churches, excuse me, these churches are no more. Yep. So now on to Biltmore. That's what it's all about. This stuff means something to them. Those floods keep happening. They call them biblical, not me. And then they're the ones who showed you that sign. When you can see this one's bent, dirty, and folded. Dirty, bent, dirt. I mean, like everything's all destroyed, and this sign's just perfect, just sitting there. And then a huge shipping container, everything. You just have to pay attention to the details that these people show. Biblical flood, churches are no more. All this stuff ties back to who? That's crazy. 691-2461 equals this. I've always known that this says Judas Iscariot. If you type in just this name, you will get Judas Iscariot. But I thought it was absolutely insane. And then that lady, she graduated college in 1992 somewhere. Yep. Fine Arts Theater costuming from the University of Florida in 1992. That's her bachelor's. That's one of them. Yep. So I don't know why things happen down here. We have no power. We just observe. And we give thanks every day that we're still here. All this stuff, 828 strong. It's insane, it's insane. What was it on the bottom again? Oh yeah, this stuff that I've shown before, that's them.
The gematria is the loot.
God bless.
It's
Have
the
a good day.
serpent eating itself. That's what I've been trying to expose to people. That's the serpent. That's the system. That's their AI Jesus, Some people think we live in a simulation and sit down here and play video games and stuff, but other people actually look into a lot of things and don't try to be, disruptive in people's feeds. But anyway, good to see you today, Johnny. Everything you've had a problem with. I don't know why you're that way, but that just is what it is, I guess. Every video that's come on, you've had an opinion about all of it, But I don't see nothing on your channel that would help us edify and get this, information across. You just know everything and we don't know. But anyway, that video is what it is. And gematria is a trap for those who get caught in it. I'm not caught in gematria, Johnny. So every time you say that stuff, just know you're talking to yourself, not me.
Well, I thought you always do good research, Brian, and I really do appreciate it. You guys got to know your sign symbols. That's how they move. That's how they work. It's all through your sign symbols, numbers, and you got to know your enemy. That's why he does the gematria. And, I appreciate it fully because that's how they work, is through all that. So, yeah.
Hey Michelle, I found another flood video on YouTube that Anderson. This it's just showing the flood and the water's coming down. It's pretty good. If you want to save it for later, I don't want to mess up what you got
No,
planned.
you're not. It's not messing up. It's just kind of like we still got more to do. Let me grab it, and if we got the time, when then
Okay.
we can go that route. You know what I mean? Go in here. Okay, I pulled it up. All right. So go back here. Yeah. All right. Let's see here.
Oh, hey, and one thing, that name that was popping up at the end, which came off the numbers from the sign, that's the guy who invented that thing that I'm even using. That's why it was so deep, and I even showed it in the first place. If y'all care to look into that a little bit, you know. And everybody knows that name that popped up in the end. Anybody that even knows about gematria, that's like the king gematria dude, if you will, you know. But anyway.
Hey, one thing I want to add real quick is, you know, we all have different gifts, different, you know, things to offer. You know, some of us might see certain things that others don't, and others see stuff, you know, that they don't. You know what I mean? And like it says, iron sharpeneth iron. So, you know, I mean, Brian has a lot of good research that I don't see, but it really helps me. Just like Kipp sees things that I don't, and Michelle, vice versa. You know, we all are different parts of the same body. You know, that's why we work together to sharpen each other. You know?
Absolutely, 100%. Yep, I agree, Chuck. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we got Kipp's got a second one, so we'll go ahead and play that.
I'm still here. I'm not ignoring y'all.
Oh, yes, you are.
There's a lot going. There's a lot of you know. There's a little bit of tension.
No, there's no tension.
No. But I was just letting that go. It, you know, just letting. I didn't want to interject
There's
my
no
2 cents
tension.
into that.
Only if people let it bother them. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know, if we can't talk openly and you know, this is what we're doing here. We're trying to research the truth. If we can't speak openly, then what can we do? You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
So if someone gets hurt, then you know, I feel bad for them. You know, well, we have a good community here. Everybody gets along. You know, and
Absolutely. Yep. Much love. Lots of love.
Yeah, that's the. All right. So this is Kipp's second video, guys.
Did you make this for me, Kipp?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you here in just 1 second. Thanks for spoiling it, Chuck. But okay, just be patient.
All right, here we go.
Because I love you!
Everybody, death was caused by, everyone that we've completed so far was caused by gunshot wounds. And obviously the manner of death on all these cases has been classified as homicide. We did not bring the bodies and the families into contact. We took pictures of them, of their facial features. You have it's easier on the families when you do that. There is a time and a place for up close and personal in the grieving process. But to accomplish this, we felt it would be best to do it this way. And I've been at this for a third of a century, and it's my sensibilities may not be the average man, but this probably is the worst I have seen, or the worst that I know of any of my colleagues having seen.
From Sandy Hook to the port strike, you just never quite know where you're going to see all of these extremely similar looking people. Isn't it just amazing?
But today's world
It's changing into the future. They're not making millions no more. They're making billions. And they're spending it fast as they make it. I want a piece of that for my men. Because when they made their most money was during COVID. When my men had to go to work on those piers every single day, when everybody stayed home and went to work. Not my men. They died out there with the virus. We all got sick with the virus. We kept them going. From Canada to Maine to Texas, Great Lakes, Puerto Rico, now the Bahamas, everybody went to work during COVID. Nobody stayed home. Well, I want to be compensated for that. I'm not asking for the world. They know what I want. They know what I want. And if they don't, no, then I have to go into the street and we have to fight for what we rightfully deserve. These people today don't know what a strike is.
Right.
When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port, a lockdown.
I think he's part of the club. What do you guys think?
I was thinking the same thing. He's in the club.
Why would you say that? I mean, really?
I know.
Of course.
I know.
Sorry, Kipp.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You know what's going to happen? I'll tell you. First week, be all over the news every night, boom, boom. Second week, guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down.
Hey,
They can't get the goods from China.
This won't take but a second. Yeah, all the union bosses are in the club. All the high union officials are definitely Freemasons, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construction workers get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in. They lose their job. Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft-Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft-Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days. That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are going to go to work on that pier? It's going to cost the companies money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8. They're going to be like this. Who's going to win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. And in today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you, and you have no idea what that means. Nobody does.
It's going to hurt the everyday American, the farmers that need to reach the export market.
Listen, now you start to realize who the longshoremen are, right? People never gave a shit about us until now, when they finally realized that the chain is being broke now. Cars won't come in. Food won't come in. Clothing won't come in. You know how many people depend on our jobs? Half the world. And it's time for them, and time for Washington to put so much pressure on them to take care of us, because we took care of them, and we're here 135 years and brought them.
I have to say this real quick. You know what song you should have had behind here was Fleetwood Mac, Never Break the Chain.
Oh, yeah, good call. I should start bouncing some of these things off you because you've got good taste in music. I like the call.
I'm just saying that would have been perfect for this video because he's like, you don't want to break the chain.
Right,
Okay.
good call.
All right.
Good call.
The way they are today, and they don't want to share.
Just one question. What will it take
See how they get the people fired up.
What do you want to hear?
Okay, you want to hear it? $5 across the board for 6 years. I want all my container royalty, 50-50 split. It all comes back to the island where it used to be. What was the other one?
Absolutely no automation.
And automation, stronger language. To get me back to the table.
Did you see his handler over here? He had his handler right there next to him.
And
if I don't get
also,
that, I'm not coming back to the table.
Michelle.
And if we have to be
also, I mean, this is the boss leader. He's holding America and the world hostage, right? And
Right.
He doesn't even know the third point. He has to ask. First of all, the one guy in the background hollered out the point, and so he repeated that. Didn't hear it on the second one, but on the third one, he had to turn and ask, "What's the third point?" He doesn't even know the third point. 3 points. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, he's a joke.
Yeah,
should be his points.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a teleprompter.
Out here a month or 2 months, this world will collapse. Don't blame them. Don't blame me. Blame them.
Those greedy companies are making billions of dollars and they don't want to share. That's why we're out here now fighting for a contract. We're going to fight for it and we're going to win it. Or this portal will never open up again. From here to Houston. I'm not playing games here.
People fully understand what you guys do, and they don't want the economy to shut down, but they don't fully understand the job of the men and women who work
That's
here.
the problem. Nobody knew what the longshoremen were. We didn't get respected, but now we will. Now we will when they find out malls are going to shut down because goods can't come in. Car salesmen are going to get laid off. Well, guess what? Everything that comes in this country comes from the containers off these ships that my men work. And I want the world to know it.
They learned during
Don't come after us saying we're greedy. Go after those greedy that own these companies in Europe. Go after them. They're sitting over there taking $4 billion bonuses for themselves at Christmas time. That's got to stop.
This is the mansion of union boss Harold Daggett in New Jersey, who has threatened to weaken the American economy. Valued at $6 million, this sprawling Tudor-style estate covers 10 acres and boasts over 7,000 square feet of living space, including 4 bedrooms and 6.5 bathrooms. The backyard features a spacious terrace, swimming pool, covered outdoor bar, pizza oven, and a separate sauna. In 2011, Harold Daggett became the president of the International Longshoremen's Association, earning an annual salary of $728,000, in addition to an extra $173,000 from the local chapters of the International Longshoremen's.
These guys are no different than, he's like the Kenneth Copeland of the union workers. You know what I mean? They're all, the whole world's a stage, man, no doubt.
Kipp, is that your disguised voice?
No, it's actually so I hate the robotic voices, that come on, the AI voices. And this is one of those videos that had that AI voice that just drives me up the wall. So I had to make it sound, and I had to filter it and change it because I hated it. But what he has to say is good. What it has to say is good.
Association. He vowed that if the ports did not ban automation and significantly increase dock workers' wages, he would weaken the American economy.
And we have more breaking news. The union representing 45,000 dock workers has just agreed to suspend the strike. Reps saying workers will return to work tomorrow after the two sides reached a tentative agreement on wages. We're still waiting for details on this agreement. Talks will continue through January 15th on the master contract. Meantime, fears of shortages sparking some people to panic buy items, especially toilet paper. Eyewitness News reporter Leticia Juarez explains why the panic is unnecessary.
At the Costco in Lake Elsinore, shoppers lined up early for the big box store to open. Once it did, many made a beeline for the hottest items of the season: toilet paper and paper towels.
Yeah, everybody's got the same thing on their mind. Running out of paper goods.
On Tuesday, dock workers at 36 East and Gulf Coast ports walked off the job after contract negotiations broke down. The shutdown signaled a potential disruption to the supply chain, not seen since COVID-19.
I basically got toilet paper and paper towels because if everyone's going crazy again, I don't not want to be prepared.
But I'm not a fox for nothing. Besides, there's more than one way to pluck a chicken. Psychology. Why should I just get one when I can get them all? Quote, to influence the masses, aim first at the least intelligent. Unquote. Now let's see. Who looks nice and stupid? Special bulletin. Flash. The sky is falling. A piece of it just hit you on the head. Now be calm. Don't get panicky. We're alive. Look here. What's all the fuss and feathers?
Something awful has happened. A piece of the sky fell down and hit me on the head.
A piece of the sky? Nonsense. It's just a hunk of wood. Guess that's the end of your story, Mr. Fox, isn't it? I'll fix it. Let's see now. Here we are. Quote, undermine the faith of the masses and their leaders. Unquote. By the use of flattery, insignificant people can be made to look upon themselves as born leaders. Unquote. Now's your chance, kids. Use it to you now. You were born to be a leader. Go for it. Listen to me, everybody. I'm your little leader. I'm going to save your life. I'm going to tell you what to do. Don't listen to that tree. The sky is falling. And I tell you it isn't. All right. If the sky is falling, why doesn't it hit me on the head? Under the cave. Yeah, that's into the cave.
Yes, please. I made this for you!
Thanks, Kipp.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Made it for you, buddy. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So basically, he got them all to the slaughter.
I mean, it's kind of how it works, right?
Yeah.
And the sheep just follow.
They do.
Thank
They
you,
got people in
Carnation.
every. That's what the Masons do. They put people in every key position to get the people, riled up and divide them and lead them wherever they want them to go.
Indeed. I'm anxious for what's next.
Well, so I'm going to play the short clip that Chuck wanted us to play, and then we're going to kind of move to a different direction real quick.
Great stream, by the way.
Have been told to evacuate.
Thank you. And it takes all of us to get there.
I mean, there's still 50 people in the chat. That's awesome, man. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging around.
This community is great. That's why. And I love hanging out with you all every week. So, it's awesome. Here we go.
get to higher ground right away. You can see that immense amount of water rushing through the dam as they continue releasing water, hoping that that relieves pressure on the dam and it does not breach.
I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true. I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true. I will rescue you. I hear the
Tony, they released the water from the dams, saying that, to keep them from, I don't know what it was he was saying, but that had to have been what killed so many people.
I think they did a lot.
Extreme flash floods would make a 30-foot wall, of stuff like that, or whatever that one guy was saying.
Oh my God, that's Douglas Dam, guys. It's at full capacity. They say that it might break. Douglas Dam on Douglas Lake. Look at the river over here.
Sorry about that, guys. Trying to get off of there. I'm only here tonight because there's no Trump rally. Okay, stupid. You're stupid. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. That's funny. All right. So let's see here. So a friend of ours put out a video. Atheism is madness, and I wanted to play his video. I told him I would on the live. It was a really good video. So we're going to go different directions. There is some stuff we still have in the background that we haven't played because I had a feeling that it was going to get pushed to the side. But actually, Doug did a lot of work trying to get it all ready. I know Chuck is getting ready to drop out because he's got to work early. It just depends on, if anybody on my panel has to leave, by all means, everybody's got lives to live. And so, I understand. I'm going to try to keep going as long as you all will have me here and try to get out some stuff. So it's up to you guys. I know Chuck has to work. If you guys won't offend me on the panel if you have to leave. So if that's what you got to do, you got to do. We all have jobs, and believe me.
I'm good. Yeah. Thanks, Michelle. I know. It's only been 3 hours. I mean,
That's not very long. I knew it was going to be a long one.
Chuck's a lightweight. He's got to go groom that beard,
Yeah, I know. He's got a lot to comb through. Here we go. And if you haven't subbed to him, you guys should.
Yeah, Shane's great. We should someone drop the link. I'll look for it if no one else does.
Yeah, if you can, that would be great.
Yeah.
We got a lot
What
of
is this one?
moderators. Everybody's
Living with
modded.
what?
So. Huh?
What's the name of it? Living with the Lunatic.
Shane. His name's Shane.
Yeah, his name's Shane.
Yeah, I was looking for the cause. The name of the video is Living with the Lunatic Fringe. Okay.
This was a good one.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth?
All initial opinions are this is genuine. What you're about to see may disturb you.
Move, children. Vámonos. Oh!
What do the states in the storm zone need, Mr. President?
Okay.
What do the states in the storm zone, what do they need after what you saw today?
Oh, in the storm zone.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about. They're getting everything they need. And they're very happy across the board. So we just got to, I'm going to have to go back to the conference and get some more money for it.
This?
Yeah, you look pretty much the same on video as you look.
Location. They bombed the village where the rebels are hiding.
1,500 people that I never met, never had no problem with, get killed. Now the politicians are saying, oh, send in the Marines to secure the area because they don't give a shit. It won't be their kid over there getting shot, just like it wasn't them when their number got called because they were all pulling a tour in the National Guard. It'll be some kid from Southie over there taking shrapnel in the ass. He comes back to find that the plant he used to work at got exported to the country he just got back from, and the guy who put the shrapnel in his ass got his old job because he'll work for 15 cents a day and no bathroom breaks. Meanwhile, he realizes the only reason he was over there in the first place was so that we could install a government that would sell us oil at a good price. And of course, the oil companies use a little skirmish over there to scare up domestic oil prices. A cute little ancillary benefit for them, but it ain't helping my buddy at $2.50 a gallon. They're taking their sweet time bringing the oil back, of course. Maybe they even took the liberty of hiring an alcoholic skipper who likes to drink martinis and fucking play slalom with the icebergs. It ain't too long till he hits one, spills the oil, and kills all the sea life in the North Atlantic. So now my buddy's out of work. He can't afford to drive, so he's walking to the fucking job interviews, which sucks because the shrapnel in his ass is giving him chronic hemorrhoids. And meanwhile, he's starving because every time he tries to get a bite to eat, the only blue plate special they're serving is North Atlantic scrod with Quaker State. So what did I think? I'm holding out for something better. I figure, fuck it, while I'm at it, why not just shoot my buddy, take his job, give it to his sworn enemy, hike up gas prices, bomb a village, club a baby seal, hit the hash pipe, and join the National Guard. I could be elected president.
It happened.
The mighty God, even the Lord, hath spoken.
It happened.
And called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof.
It happened.
Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me. Those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself, Selah.
Listen to me.
Good night, Ange.
Hey, wasn't Matt Damon in a movie called like Promised Land or something about fracking and destroying the earth too, you know? That's some deep stuff that he said there in that, what was that, the Good Will Hunting or something?
Probably. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was from it was from Good Will Hunting. It was when he was talking, he was analyzing his shrink, and it was a classic line.
Yeah, I remember that.
Psychologist. Yeah, it was pretty classic. But
He was like a
yeah,
genius
that's
in
it.
the movie or whatever, you know?
Total genius. Yeah, total.
All right, let's see here. I got to show one more, and then maybe I'll show what Duff put together. I mean, we spent a couple days trying to get this stuff together. Just kind of going on the other side of. I know this one isn't too long, but
Show
this,
it. Yeah, please.
but this shows how fake our reality is. This is from the News is Fake 4. And it's only 6 minutes long. Yeah, another shooting. Here we go.
Birmingham nightclub on Magnolia Avenue in what would be a deadly Saturday night in 5 Points South. Police say multiple shooters opened fire into a crowd standing outside around 11, hitting 17 people in total. Gabriel Islami speaking to us from his bed as he now recovers after a bullet tore through his buttocks while he was running away.
They said it was $1 million wound.
As soon as I heard the shots, I booked it. I ran, and I've been in situations before where you hear gunshots and you run, but I've never been in one where you hear them and actually get hit by one.
Mm.
Because I was running, and next thing I know, I just couldn't feel my leg, and I fall. And it didn't even dawn on me that I had gotten shot.
Well, I know it was a very chaotic scene. So, but where were you wounded?
So I got shots in my left buttocks, and it came through my thigh. Went
All the way
straight
through.
All the way through, and it came through my thigh. Went
All the way
straight
through.
All the way through. And it didn't even dawn on me that I had gotten shot. And it didn't even dawn on me that I had gotten shot.
Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Amnesia.
Dawn on me that I had gotten shot. So I got up and tried to keep running and realized I couldn't put pressure on my leg. But I had to get out of there, so I was hopping on one leg across the intersection.
Why do you feel it's important to share your story?
I have lost a few good friends to gun violence.
There it is. Thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Thank you.
I have lost a few good friends to gun violence.
Is that David Hogg?
No,
I'm joking. I know it's not him, but man, I feel like I'm watching his like clone. You know,
Yeah.
like I get that feeling.
Yeah, that's not him.
I couldn't put myself in their shoes, but now knowing, how close I came. I mean, the bullet missed my main artery by millimeters, according.
I mean, okay.
Speech pattern is kind of the same.
Yeah, I'm not going there. But all I have to say is that yeah, of course he's an actor just like David Hogg. How many people know, I mean, he gets shot in the butt and he's been in a supposed mass shooting, and then he knows a lot of friends of his that have died from gun violence.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
don't we all? I mean, Michelle, I do. I mean, don't you?
Oh yeah, from yeah. Uh-huh.
And
Is this Dub's video?
No.
This,
Oh, okay, sorry.
No. This is the news is fake poll.
Okay, sorry.
I was gonna say, man, Dub, you need to do more videos for
Yeah,
sure.
you're stepping it up.
Here we go.
I've thought about it.
According to my doctor, knowing how close I came to winding up like them it's got to stop. It's scary knowing how close I was to dying.
Now recovering at home, he looks back at last night. He looks back at last night. He looks back at last night.
He's already home.
Yeah, he's already home.
Have you learned anything, and I don't mean, maybe not going back down to downtown. I mean, learned anything, like, do you think any differently today? Do you see yourself shifting a thought process, maybe, has this changed you in a way?
I think
Like how that
I'm definitely way more careful about where I want.
What?
I mean, that just drives me crazy. That is so obvious when she completely led that question with the answer. I mean, it is
yeah.
so leading, and it drives me. People can't see that. And it's like, why do you have to give him the answer and lead him? Just ask him, did you learn anything?
It's like,
no. We're going to specify, did you learn anything about this? And, and then it's maddening.
yeah, it's like you're forgetting to tell us about this, and then tell him what he's supposed to be speaking about next.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Well,
I want to put myself, who I'm around, what situations I put myself in. I don't usually want to go places without somebody I know with me, for reasons like this. Exactly. If
don't go anywhere alone, you guys. If you have to go to the grocery store, make sure you got somebody with you. If you're going to, whatever
Just like when we were young and all the girls at the parties were like, "Hey, you want to go to the bathroom with me?" You know what I mean? I don't know why girls always went and did that together, but they would.
I'm just saying, don't go nowhere alone. That's what he's saying.
if I was by myself and I knew nobody out there, this could have went a whole different way. So I'm definitely very, very more careful now.
Do you have a message that you want to share?
Yes, I definitely want this to stop, guys. It's bad. I mean, I'm 24 years old, almost lost my life. There are people out there probably younger than
He's 24 years old and got shot in the buttock.
It went all the way through his leg, and he didn't even realize he'd been shot.
Yeah,
that's not reality.
Yeah.
Home the
This-
next day, and probably is sporting that haircut. Probably had time to go to the barber between getting shot and doing this interview.
Right?
lost their life. I mean, parents are having to bury their children. They didn't make it home last night. They thought they're going out for a fun reunion, and then they don't leave the hospital, or they don't leave the sidewalk. It has to stop, guys.
There's just bodies on the sidewalk, shoes everywhere, shoes everywhere, shoes everywhere, shoes everywhere.
It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened.
We are sick and tired of having to bury our young people. It is not designed that way. God did not intend for it to be that way. He intended for our kids to bury us.
State lawmakers in Montgomery looking into a bill that could make some major changes to local police departments.
If signed into law, the state could take over a force. WVTM 13's Jarvis Robertson spoke with the state representative, Jarvis, who's been tasked with finding solutions to violent crimes in urban Alabama areas. The deadly mass shooting has lawmakers really considering this new legislation.
Well, yeah, that's right, Brittany. That legislation is Senate Bill 3. Now, I reported on it back in July. It gives the governor or attorney general the power to appoint an interim police chief to a department that is struggling to maintain safety. That person would not be subject to the authority of the mayor, city council, or any other official in the municipality. Senate Bill 3 was pre-filed back in June. It allows the state to take over a police department because of violent crime. Treadaway says it's gaining momentum because legislators aren't seeing improvements.
They're sick and tired that every time a mass shooting or tragedy happens, one of these mayors gets on TV and makes excuses and points fingers at the legislature about passing specific laws.
Mayor Randall Woodfin has been calling on state lawmakers to crack down on Glock switches, like instituting a ban and issuing prison sentences ranging from a minimum of 10 years to life without parole. Treadaway says they are already banned at the federal level.
And brought them out and said, "Sirs, what must I do to be saved?" And they said, "Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved and thy house."
We just close our eyes. We just close our eyes. Let the darkness take us. What is left of our minds?
Yep, excellent channel. Love it. I've seen I watch him. Yep. Excellent channel.
Yep.
He said while we sleep, they make rules or whatever. I've come across that stuff before, that some things have came out like at midnight, you know what I mean, and stuff like that when most people are just sleeping. But yeah, we came to a conclusion and a resolution at 2 a.m.
Right? All right. So we have just a little ways to go. If you guys can still keep hanging with us, I really appreciate it. If anybody's got to go, we got about 20 minutes to go. Can you guys do it for that long?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it looks like the chat is hanging in tight still. You're at 51.
All right.
You guys rock.
Still with us.
All right. Just making sure everybody's all right. All right. So now we're gonna kind of go over. Let's do this. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. All right. Oh, we have a funny one to show. I got to show this. This is like really short, but this is a good one. This goes to show, okay, this one that I'm going to show next, it goes to show that how clearly our government, they're actors, and this is just hilarious. It's just a short one.
Remember his number, 32.
Okay. Let me start it over and turn it up a little bit. But I'm just going to give you a brief take on it so you guys can kind of look for it. She loses the teleprompter and she doesn't know what to say. It's too funny. Check it out.
Remember his number, 32. Today we got 32 days until the election. So 32 days. 32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. We got some business to do. All right. 32 days. And we know we will do it.
She didn't know what to say. She couldn't say anything. One more time, please.
Yeah, watch the look of her face when she realized her teleprompter's gone. And the change in her.
Watch the guy with the purple cap also.
So 32 days. 32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. We got some business to do. All right. 32 days. And we know we will do it.
I mean, did you see his eyes get real big? Like, what? And then threw up the deuces, right?
Yeah.
But now all I see when I watch this, have you seen the meme where they clone the real goofy looking face over her giving this speech?
No.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh my gosh. If I had, I mean, I might be able to find it. That's all I can see now when I see it. It's hysterical. It's like this total inbred redneck lady face. It's ridiculous.
Who's seen Total Recall when Arnold's dressed up as a woman and he's like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, like just goes on.
Yeah, I've seen
spaz
that.
Mode. 32 days, 32 days, 32 days.
So, so what we're trying to show here now next, that was kind of just a funny thing, is that we know what we got coming up. We don't watch the politics, don't give a crap about it, but kind of just want to put out a message and kind of want to show people. So this one isn't very long. The next one will be longer, but this is kind of what we kind of wanted to show, other than what's been going on in North Carolina with the hurricane and stuff. So we got bigger stuff. We got extra stuff going on, not just the hurricane. And yeah, so we're going to show this.
After 9/11, about 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me. And one of the generals called me in. He said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, No. He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments." And he said, "I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper. He said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today. And he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
But if I were the president, I would inform the threatening country, in this case Iran, that if you do anything to harm this person, we are going to blow your largest cities and the country itself to smithereens. We're going to blow it to smithereens.
That was from your president that there was no wars while he was president, and he's the man of peace. He could, if he wins this election, he's going to, before he takes office, he's going to stop the Ukraine war and settle the Middle East war between Israel. Yeah, sure.
So with that in mind,
also I do like shaking my head. What is it? Shaking production. Yeah. I've always, bigger channel, but I like the work that channel puts out.
Yeah. You just kind of have to always think, you always have to look. I don't know. These are clips that are taken out from them. I don't want to play the whole thing, but yeah. And yes, they put out a lot of truth. But you just have to be careful how high you go with bigger channels, because putting out the truth. We're below 1,000 subs, and we're getting struck everywhere. And
right.
Yeah.
And that goes with what's going on today. Of course, there's all the big talk about Iran is the one that has a contract out to kill President Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the war is going on. It's been going on since the 7 September or 7 October event last year, which we all know was not really an event. It was manufactured. But we've been killing people ever since then under that pretense that was false to begin with. And that's the way we operate. That's the way the world works.
And you also said that Trump's always he's been telling us what?
That he's gonna stop all these wars.
No.
Which one?
About that we're very close to World War III.
He's been beating the World War III drum for some time now. We're really close. Yeah, we're closer to nuclear war than we've ever been, and we're right on the edge of World War III, and we very well may be, because it's been broadcast and put in our face for some time now.
Well, and that
there's never been a more important election than this one right now. This is the most important election ever in the history of the U.S.
Yeah.
Yes, because they all are important.
They've all been the most important ones since probably before Reagan.
I think Chuck just put a video up on that. That'd be a good one to show. But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I talked to Chuck about that video, and I said, Chuck, man, if you've been voting that long and you ain't picked up on this stuff yet, what are you doing, man?
That was a great video.
But anyway, we took another clip out of there. This is 20 minutes long, but it's a really good one. So I wanted to go ahead and show this. Let's go ahead and do it.
After 9/11, about 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld.
Wrong one.
Got a little echo going on there.
All right. Was the wrong one anyway. Maybe I should.
You marked it.
No, I got it. I got it though.
Let me do it.
And I don't want to make predictions because the predictions always come true. We're not going to make, but they are very close to global catastrophe. We have a non-existent president and a non-existent vice president who should be in charge, but nobody knows what's going on. She was at a fundraiser in San Francisco. They're incompetent. We can't have another 4 years. We can't have another 4 years of what we went through. It's embarrassing. The whole world is laughing at us. That's why Israel was under attack just a little while ago, because they don't respect our country anymore. The so-called enemy doesn't respect our country any longer. They don't. And, you'll get it back soon, I hope. Thank you.
All right, so we have a Drudge headline. Trump pulls out of Iran deal. I'm waiting here for the live report, but what we know is that what you have in the Iran deal, right, and what you're going to have here, since it's coming out that Trump is pulling out, right, of the Iran deal, is that you have this Mason give to these Masons over here, the Iranian CIA mullahs. You have these Masons giving money to one another. You had him giving billions of dollars to his Jewish Masonic bros, quote unquote, in Iran. Now, probably what you're going to have is you're going to have this Mason giving to his foreign policy initiative bros over here at what was formerly known as PNAC. You guys remember PNAC? Project for a New American Century, right? The Bush doctrine that shut down in 2006. I believe it was because the name PNAC, right, wasn't a good thing. But what happened is that they changed it to Foreign Policy Initiative. You know, initiation. This word right here is very closely tied to what Masonic dogma is, right? Initiation, initiative, same kind of word here, etymologically. And that's what you're going to have in Trump's speech. Apparently, it's already been leaked out. We're waiting here for the video to start, but starting soon. Never starts on time. But Drudge is already saying Trump pulls out of Iran deal, right? So we know this is what's going on here. So really, it doesn't really matter too much what Trump is saying, because what you have is you have money going to shifting from the Iranian Masonic mullahs to the Foreign Policy Initiative mullahs, you could say, the Islamic hierarchy of Shriners that are probably filling this place right here. Look at it here. The United States and China bonding over North Korea. And then, you know, all kinds of headlines here in this Foreign Policy Initiative website. Look at down here. It's already been released. Trump is preparing for another Gulf conflict. So more warmongering, more wars at taxpayer expense is what we're going to hear from Trump. And by the time this video has come out, you've already heard it. But really, this is what was going on here, that some Masons were getting some money, and then it's probably all spread around. But, you know, remember they telegraphed that they imploded this building over there that was sort of like a mall, I believe it was. And it was so obvious that they were telegraphing that they were doing basically the same thing. You know, they imploded the whole building like they did on 9/11, right? And this is supposed to make a difference over here, that Trump is going to take money away from Iranians and give it to other Masons, right? One Mason group giving to another Mason group. And they say, well, they're liberal Masons and conservative Masons, supposedly, right? It's a big lie. You guys know we've talked about that. We just reported on that. They're all swearing death oaths, right? They all swore the same death oaths. They do the same hand signs. You see it right here, hands crossed. He's doing the finger up. And actually, this is, you know, right now, they're telegraphing it, right? Finger up, duping smile. He doesn't care for you. He only cares about his slave masters. And, of course, the fingers crossed, the X sign. This is the pedophile hand sign right here, right? Plate X we just reported on, right? There it is, plate X. Hands in an X. And the rest of the headlines say, Israeli army on high alert. Masonic Kabbalistic army is on high alert. Iran president warns of problems. Well, there are always problems with you people, because you Masons all have mental disorders. It is a mental disease to enslave yourself to a secret society. Fateful days of the Middle East. You'll probably hear Paul Begley go, well, Damascus is going to be destroyed. You know, it's got to be destroyed 1,000,000 times before their fake left behind. Project for a New American Century fake prophecy gets fulfilled, right? Which is not being fulfilled because the book of Revelation is not being fulfilled right now. It doesn't mean that the book of Revelation is not biblical, but no one has the final word on what that is. Jerusalem to name city square in Trump's honor. So they're going to flatter this Mason right over here, give him flatteries. And while they fake that, you know, they didn't like this guy and what he was doing over here with the fake controlled opposition of the Masonic mullahs. So it just goes on and on, the fakeries and the lies. You know, I know right now they're listening to me as I'm waiting for the press conference to start, and they're saying, well, he just, you know, got done talking and exposing our dirty deeds. Well, no, it's the Bible that exposed you, because the Bible says right over here in Psalms 120, it says, my soul hath long dwelt with him that hateth peace. I like the way the New American Standard says it in our English vernacular. Too long has my soul had its dwelling with those who hate peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. So let's listen in. It's started. Here we're getting the official lowdown. The warmongering Masons. Let's put up a few more symbols about what's really going on here. The Jesuits right above his head would probably be a good place. Of course, this fakery right here, right? No difference in the Gnosticism of the cult of Masonry. What's the difference? Really no difference, right?
My fellow Americans, today I want to update the world on our efforts to prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. The
Just
Iranian
abolish the
regime
CIA, then.
is the leading state sponsor of terror.
It's all
It
fake. It's
exports
lies.
dangerous missiles, fuels conflicts across the Middle East,
Sure.
and supports terrorist proxies. And
You mean
militias
Masonic proxies?
such as Hezbollah, Hamas, the Taliban, and Al-Qaeda. Over the years, Iran and its proxies have bombed American embassies and military installations.
No difference.
Murdered hundreds of American service members and kidnapped, imprisoned, and tortured
You see the Masonic hand sign
The
there?
Iranian regime has funded its long reign of chaos and terror
It's actually the same
by
one he
plundering
does,
the
right?
wealth
When he does the
of its own people. No
square.
action taken by the regime has been more dangerous than its pursuit of nuclear weapons and the means of delivering them. In 2015, the previous administration joined with other nations in a deal regarding Iran's nuclear program. This agreement was known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA. In theory, the so-called Iran deal was supposed to protect the United States and our allies from the lunacy of an Iranian nuclear bomb, a
Masonic
weapon that
lunacy,
will
yeah,
only
sure.
endanger the survival of the Iranian regime.
Not buying it.
In fact, the deal allowed Iran to continue enriching uranium and, over time, reach the brink of a nuclear breakout.
Oh, but you Masons were the ones that
deal
created
lifted
the nuclear bomb,
crippling
right?
Economic sanctions
You warmongering
on Iran
Masons, sure.
in exchange for very weak limits on the regime's nuclear activity and no limits at all on its other malign behavior, including its sinister activities in Syria, Yemen, and other places all around the world.
That the CIA controls.
In
sure,
other
yeah.
words, at the point when the United States had maximum leverage, this disastrous deal
All globalist
gave
symbols
this
right here.
regime, and it's a regime of great terror. Many
It might as well be
billions
Henry
of
Kissinger
dollars,
talking right now.
Some of it in actual cash. A great embarrassment to me as a citizen and to all citizens of the United States.
How could you be embarrassed when he just gave money to your Masonic bros?
Easily have
Which
been
is what you
struck
do, right?
At the time, but it wasn't. At the heart of the Iran deal was a giant fiction that a murderous regime desired only a
fiction.
peaceful nuclear energy program. Today, we
Rothschild's
have
Concordia
definitive proof
industry.
that this Iranian promise was a lie. Last week, Israel published intelligence documents long concealed by Iran, conclusively showing the Iranian regime and its history
Well, there's the hand
of
sign,
pursuing
of course.
nuclear weapons. The fact is, this was a horrible one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made. It
You see,
didn't
it's
bring
always
calm,
a deal, right?
It didn't bring peace, and it never will.
Neither,
In the
neither
years
will you
since the deal
Masons
was
ever
reached,
produce peace.
Iran's military budget
We know
has
that.
grown by almost 40%, while its economy is doing very badly. After the sanctions were lifted, the dictatorship used its new funds to build nuclear-capable missiles, support terrorism, and cause havoc throughout the Middle East and beyond. The agreement was so poorly negotiated that even if Iran fully complies, the regime can still be on the verge of
I
a
don't see any
nuclear
difference.
breakout in just a short
It's
period
all the same
of time.
Gnosticism, right?
The
The yin and
deal's
yang
sunset
of
provisions are totally
Masonic
unacceptable. If I allowed
cult
this deal to
monopolies.
stand, there would soon be a nuclear arms race in the Middle East. Everyone would want their weapons ready by the time Iran had theirs.
You mean like you went and the first thing you did was sell millions and millions and gazillions of dollars to the Saudis? Yeah. An arms race. He's worried about an arms race when he goes and sells nuclear arms. One of the first thing he does, right, in his first years, I documented that in my video, Trump supports terrorism.
Not only does the deal fail to halt Iran's
They're not worried about arms being spread. They spread the arms.
address the regime's development of ballistic
Our new listeners have to go back and search our channel and look at those videos because we have those documented where he actually went down to Saudi Arabia, right? Some of you might even remember. You remember that video where he went down there and sat with them and he said, oh, it's for the controlled opposition war against Yemen, that the mullahs are in Yemen, right? And they're lobbing bombs from Yemen into Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia back into Yemen. And the Kabbalistic Sabbatean state of Israel goes and lobs a few bombs in there themselves. They want in on the play fund.
I repeated these conditions. I made clear that if the deal could not be fixed, the United States would no longer be a party.
Well, you'll not fix it because your doctrine is order ab cow, right? You Gnostics want to create cow, chaos,
including France,
creating chaos, but order never comes.
We have also consulted with our friends.
You guys notice how it's just always chaos everywhere?
We are unified
On the news, fake news.
understanding of the threat. And
No,
in
we're not
our
unified.
conviction
I'll never
that
be
Iran
unified with you Masons.
never
Heck no.
acquire a nuclear
Sorry, I have to say it the way it is, believing brothers and
After
sisters in the
these
Lord.
consultations, it is clear to me that we cannot prevent an Iranian nuclear bomb under the decaying and rotten structure.
Again, that's because if they had a nuclear bomb, right, it's not like we wouldn't nuke them if they nuked us, right? The doctrine of nuclear annihilation for both countries that start a nuclear war just doesn't exist, right? That's what I said when I was debunking the same mythological lies when they were saying we cannot allow North Korea to have a nuclear bomb, right? But what's going to happen is the mullahs probably are going to step down after there's war and mayhem and they've killed enough people and bloodshed has been shed everywhere for these wicked Masons that love bloodshed. and hate peace, at that point, just like right, step down, it's all timing, right?
Of economic sanction. Any nation that helps Iran in its quest for nuclear weapons could also be strongly sanctioned by the United States. America will not be held hostage to nuclear.
You just have your people hostage to warmongering, taxation without representation wars, globalist wars. We won't be held captive, he says, though we're already captive to all this warmongering and economic jihadi warfare by these wicked Masons.
Today's action
It's all lies.
sends a critical message. The United States no longer makes empty threats. When I make promises, I keep them. In fact,
no, you read scripts.
Secretary Pompeo is on his way to North Korea in preparation for my upcoming meeting with Kim.
With your bro, Kim.
Plans are being made. Relationships are building.
This is right here, right? He's the of the United Nations.
With
UN.
the help of China, South Korea, and Japan, a future of great prosperity and security
Masonic China with their love for Karl Marx, right?
As we exit the
China puts a big image right in the government seat of China's Congress. And who's there? They're Jewish overlords, Karl Marx, sitting right in there, right? The Sabbatean himself.
Across the Middle East. In the meantime, powerful sanctions will go into full effect. If the regime continues its nuclear aspirations, it will have bigger problems than it has ever had before.
Oh yeah, you Masons love creating problems, right?
I want to deliver a
fake
message
problems.
to the long-suffering people of Iran.
There's your Masonic hand sign right there.
America stand with you. It has now been
And
almost
this crypto
40
Jew
years
right
since
here
this
works for the
dictatorship
CIA.
seized
Was
power
put in by the CIA.
and took a proud nation hostage. Most of Iran's 80 million
Who did it?
citizens have sadly never known
The
an
CIA.
Iran that prospered in peace with its neighbors and commanded the admiration of the world. But the future of Iran belongs to its people. They are the rightful heirs to a rich culture and an ancient land, and they deserve a nation that does justice to their dreams, honor to their history, and glory to God. Iran's leaders will naturally say
The vast majority of the country is Muslim. They're not glorifying God. They're glorifying a false God,
and that's fine.
a demon
I'd probably say
called
the
Allah.
same thing if I was in their position. But the fact is, they are going
The
to
fact
want to
is,
make
I'm declaring
a
the
new
facts right
and
now.
lasting deal.
That's the facts.
One that benefits all of Iran and the Iranian people. When they do, I am ready, willing, and able. Great things can happen for Iran, and great things can happen for the peace and stability that we all want in the Middle East. There has been enough suffering, death, and destruction. Let it end now.
As above,
Thank
so
you.
below.
God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, let it end. Just quit acting, you know. You Masons, stop acting, you know. Sign the Masonic document, the fakery, all the fake cameras, the rig news is all their fake cameras, right? Promoting the fake news. They'll say he signed the document. He's the peacemaker.
President, how does this make America safer?
It doesn't.
How does this make America safer?
Thank you very much. This will make America much safer. Thank you very much.
Pompeo bringing the detainees home?
All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Secretary Pompeo is right now going to North Korea. He will be there very shortly.
It's been my pleasure to expose this for what it really is, putting up the symbols to help you get a visual on what's really going on, believing brothers and sisters in the Lord. We are not going to buy into the lies. As the Bible says, let's move these images out of the way. Too long has my soul had its dwelling with those who hate peace. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that what we really feel deep down in our soul? That the endless war on terror, the endless war on fake terror has gone on too long. Too long. Too long has our soul had its dwelling with those who hate peace. It's beautiful how the Word of God comforts us and gives our soul really the ultimate ally that we need, right? The ultimate ally that we need, and that is God himself. God is our ally. Our refuge and strength and trust and hope is in him. We are for peace, but even when we speak, and as I just did with this video, they will say, order ab cow is their doctrine. They are for war. That's why they promote wars. That's why they have their fake controlled opposition. And there's nothing worse in our country than the Masonic degeneracy of the two-party system, then bringing in fake conspiracy theorists, right? They brought them in with Hillary when she said there's a vast right-wing conspiracy against my husband, the degenerate demolay Bill Clinton. And then now they're bringing in Trump, right? And Trump is the new conspiracy theorist, and his mouthpiece is InfoWars, the warmongering for they are for war, but we are for peace. But until next time, remember the comfort of God's word. It understands how you feel. Too long has our soul had its dwelling with those who hate peace.
Yeah, that's good. I love I really love the narrative, the voiceover that he does. The humor is right up my alley. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, I pulled that piece out of Dub pulled it out. I asked him to pull that piece out of Shaking My Head Productions. And so yeah, that was kind of like Dub's work by pulling it out and editing it. Yeah. So
well done. Thank you.
Yeah. I thought it was one to be seen. The more I watched it, oops, what happened there?
Yeah, you kind of glitched out, but I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so unlike what's going on in North Carolina or in Georgia and in Tennessee and with the hurricanes, and we also got this Israel thing going on, and and we got the election getting ready to happen. God only knows what that's going to bring. It's just crazy what's going on. Everybody's saying thank you, Dub. Yeah. So I just wanted to present that also, to keep that in mind. It's just really crazy out there right now. And yeah, we got so much to look at. Let's not get too distracted. But I believe there's a lot coming down the pike. And I just think it's going to get a lot thicker. Have no fear. I don't have any fear because we already know. Brian.
Amen. Yeah. And when, like if you ever do start to have that fear come in like me sometimes, I thank God I'll get it in check, That's just fear. Thinking about fear to me is almost like a temptation. If you think on it too much, then you can start to live in fear. I'm not saying, I don't know, fear is a spirit, and we're not given that spirit. I'm given the spirit of power and love and of a sound mind. And I know the author of the book, right? So I know the ending, and it doesn't take him for surprise or for a surprise, and I'm not trying to start preaching, but I kind of am though, aren't I?
No.
All right.
Yeah, that's why you're on the channel.
But sometimes I do get afraid, and sometimes at the most odd moments, that make no sense, and it's just a spiritual attack. And so I find a lot of comfort in the word, and even in the things like it says, my Savior Jesus was tempted in every way that I'm tempted, but without sin. So that means maybe he even did experience some fear, or I mean, so I'm comforted in that, So I'm still human, and I can still fall prey to some things that I don't want to, that I know aren't right. But praise God for that spiritual vision, that I can still bring it back to the foot of God, and He'll keep me just right back on check. Like, don't fear, I've got this. So that's it.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to say this, you know, we have a lot of weight on our shoulders, being on the up and up, and being awake. But I would much rather know than not know. I'm so thankful and grateful that I was given eyes to see, and
Absolutely.
through our Lord. And I'm telling you, it's just, that's why we do this every week. We're all searching for the truth, and there's only one truth. So, I can't believe we made it through this live under 4 hours, or almost at 4 hours. But
Look
I
at
got
that.
through. I got through every tab, and everything that we wanted to show was shown tonight. So, with that in mind, Brian, do you have anything to say?
No.
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 That's the first time I've heard Brian not have something to say.
Well, I mean, we've been going for 4 hours, and we've had a lot of information presented, so I think that's all been said.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, with that with that in mind, you guys, we're going to go ahead and close her down for the week. We finally did it. We made it through it. I think it turned out to be very well. I just want to thank everybody on my panel, Chuck, Brian, and Kipp, and Dub. I mean, you guys all came through. I really appreciate you guys so very much. That's why you're on my panel, because I mean, you guys, I'm just telling you, I love everybody on my panel so much, just like I love everybody in my chat. But I'm telling you, I couldn't be more happier than to have you guys on with me every week. And I know Chuck's sleeping right now. He's got to get up very early. But I do appreciate you guys very, very much, and I'm so happy that you're here with me. With that in mind, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. It was our pleasure to have you here with us, and being here with us every week. So you know what? I'm just very thankful I got you guys here. So of course I'm most thankful to the Lord. So God bless you guys. We're gonna go ahead and call it a night. God bless you. You guys all have a wonderful, blessed week. Everybody, you just hang in there. Much love to you. Love you guys so very much. And we will see you next week.
Love y'all.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Awesome show.
Thank you.